As a child, you would wait and watch from far away, but you always knew that you'd be the one to work while they all play. And you'd lay awake at night and scheme of all the things that you would change, but it was just a dream. Will come when you have to rise above the rest and prove yourself. Your spirit never dies. Farewell, I've gone to take my throne above, but don't weep for me, 'cause this will be the labor of my love. Here we are, don't turn away now.
Councilman Farrell, you found yourself in.
I was just entertaining your guests. Sure. Before you speak, Persian, know that in Sparta, everyone, even a king's messenger, is held accountable for the words of his voice. Now, what message do you bring?
Earth and water.
You rode all the way from Persia for earth and water.
Do not be coy or
From Persia for earth and water.
do not be coy or stupid, Persian. You can afford neither in Sparta,
What makes this woman think she can speak among men?
because only Spartan women give birth to real men.
Let us walk to cool our tongues.
If you value your lives over your complete annihilation, listen carefully, Leonidas. Xerxes conquers and controls everything he rests his eyes upon. He leads an army so massive it shakes the ground with its march, so vast it drinks the rivers dry. All the god King Xerxes requires is this: a simple offering of earth and water, a token of Sparta's submission to the will of Xerxes.
Submission. Now that's a bit of a problem. See, rumor has it the Athenians have already turned it down. And if those philosophers and boy lovers found that kind of nerve, then...
We must be diplomatic.
And of course, Spartans have their reputation to consider.
Choose your next words carefully, Leonidas. They may be your last as king.
Madman. For a madman. Earth and water. You'll find plenty of broth down there.
No, man.
Persian or Greek, no man threatens a messenger.
You bring the crowns and heads of conquered kings to my city steps. You insult my queen. You threaten my people with slavery and death. Oh, I've chosen my words carefully, Persian. Perhaps you should have done the same.
This is blasphemy. This is madness.
Madness. This is Sparta!
Who that king out? What up, people? We're back. Of course we're back. What's up, Boo?
Hi, babe.
Let me lower that. Hold up. I took a giant hit. I was going to hold it until he yelled, "This is Sparta," and I couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it, huh? I heard you.
I tried so bad.
Coughing is what I heard.
Whew. I mean, it made that one made my eyes water. Whew.
I love Gerard Butler.
Where's he been lately?
Good question.
The White House. He's saving the White House, right? Like multiple times.
Yeah, definitely. He's a busy guy.
He's a busy guy. We're busy guys. What
Yeah,
do we have going today?
Today we're doing laundry and packing for our Vegas trip.
Why are we even going? The big announcements are happening today, allegedly.
Yeah, so we're missing the big announcement. You are missing the big announcement. I don't think it's a big deal that I miss anything in the chase, but for sure you are missing.
I mean, whatever the announcement is will be spoken about. So I'm sure we'll know right away. It's just, why didn't you put on the menu of events that things were going to happen on Wednesday and Thursday too? We could have planned.
Yeah.
I wonder what changed recently to spark this. Weird.
Yeah, because I never heard of an announcement that was going to happen like months ago when all this was planned. It was pretty cut and dry what the events were, I thought. So it's interesting that this
I knew people were coming in early, though. I mean, people are going to pop. For the record, coming to Vegas like on a Monday or a Tuesday, Wednesdays, fine, whatever. But like a whole week in Vegas, I'd shoot myself. That's neither here nor there. But yeah. I'm glad about our Friday to Sunday. That was even if there were events like Wednesday and Thursday, we wouldn't have come till Friday anyway.
Is that what we did last time we went to Vegas? Did we go like Friday to Monday?
No, I think we went Friday to Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know my rule. More than 3 days in Vegas is not a good idea.
It's like what my dad says about house guests and Vegas are like fish. Start to sink after 3 days.
Yeah. It's there for a reason. What about the engagement party? I have none. I would assume that's not happening.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's not.
I don't even know what that was to begin with. It was a nice gesture. We were in for it. I mean, nobody was getting gifts or anything. Like, it was just going to be, I think, just like, hey, let's all have a drink and toast each other.
Cheers.
I mean, yeah.
Actually getting married. That's what I kind of thought we would do.
So, like, I mean, we can do that anyway. If people want, we don't care.
Yeah, we'll take shots.
It was a nice gesture. That's all I know. I mean, whatever. I don't know if it'll happen. I don't know. Okay, and this is the elephant in the room. I don't know what's going to happen in Vegas. I woke up today and realized we were banned from K-Pro's Facebook group.
The Grand Adventure one? Is that like the main?
Yeah. I didn't know when it happened. I don't think it happened today. I think it happened like yesterday or the day before. But like, you know me, like if I don't have a reason to be on Facebook that's Chase related, I'm not going on it. In the last couple of days, I was just like, whatever. And so, or I don't know when it happened, but obviously it was a dig. I'll tell you the honest truth. After I saw that, I went back to Reddit and I went through the mod mail. Do you know what the mod mail is?
No, what is that?
The mail for moderators from different users of the subreddit will mail in anonymously or not anonymously complaints and whatnot, people breaking the rules of the forum and shit like that. And lo and behold, there were hundreds of complaints stored away on Calazar's, and so I went ahead and banned them from Reddit since we were banned from Facebook. It was very childish, but felt like the right move. And I put a note in there so that Calazar's could respond, and I said, "You ban me, I ban you." and then he wrote back. He's like, "I have no idea what you're talking about." And so we sent a few messages back and forth, Mike and I. He's unbanned. He explained to me that he didn't think K-Pro was trying to ban us from the Facebook group. He thinks she was trying to either unfriend your account or block your account, but on a friend-to-friend basis, not from the Grand Adventures Facebook
Trying
group.
to hide everything that is on her account so I can't see anything but still remain friends.
I don't know. I have no idea. This is above my pay grade. All I know is it sounds like, from Mike's point of view, the intention wasn't to kick us out of the Facebook group. And so when he said that, he's like, you're going to be back in it. And then I went ahead and just unbanned him back on Reddit. That was just this morning. This is all based on, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
I feel very strange, Ben, because I don't really know what this is about. I've tried to figure it out. I've tried to reach out. I hate to even say this. Did I even say, do we even say what we think this is about?
That's a twofold question. First, I didn't know what it was about when it started. You did, only because you were involved in whatever was going on in chat between her and Susie. Let's just call it for what it was. And now I've reviewed it, so I know a little bit more about it. But after, I don't know, a half hour of back and forth between the two of them, and starting with Susie, but K-Pro ending it, or not ending it, but contributing to it at the end. And then you finally going, "Hey, both of you, knock it off." From that moment on, I have no clue what's been going on. All I know is and I'm not going to share texts. I'm not going to read texts off, but I can give the basis of what I said. And what I said was, "I have no idea what's going on. Can I call you after the stream? When I'm done. Sorry that I didn't do that during the stream, I guess." And it was a no.
Yeah, so there's no communication.
Not talking to you anymore. Okay. And I guess if I'm being told not talking to me, you're not my friend, I guess. And right. If that's how you're going to treat me as a friend, I'm not going to put up with that. And that's all I'm going to say about what happened. But I read the whole response that she posted on Facebook, that big long thing, and I appreciated so many of the kind words. I'm not going to say an unkind word about K-Pro. I only have kind things to say about my experience with her, except for the fact that this isn't the first time I have felt pushed around behind the scenes and using the chase as you've just fucked up, Ben, and not going to be the same anymore between us. I'm sick of that. And I wasn't going to blast that publicly, but, she put up the whole big thing on Facebook. I didn't mention her name on our stream. I just said I was sick of the drama and sick of the bullshit.
So here's what I think, here's all that I know. And when people are in the chat saying, "Why don't you have a private conversation? Why don't you talk?" We can't. We've tried. There's no communicate. How can you talk?
No, Susie, this is not your fault. Sorry.
So here's how I feel that things went down. Everything was hunky-dory. Susie and K-Pro fought in our chat room. I told both of them to knock it off. And then she responded with, "Ashley has spoken." And that was it. And now she's not friends with you. She's not friends with me. We were banned or quasi-blocked or whatever the intention. There was obviously something that was intended to remove us in some way, purposefully. It was not an accident. You can't accidentally do that. So,
right. I mean,
in my mind, I'm dumbfounded. I don't understand. I've seen in chat rooms people tell other people to stop, be quiet. They get timed out. I mean,
Chat is kind of always a free for all in everyone's room.
I almost feel, I personally feel attacked and picked on. Like I was, like I'm the reason for all of this. Like I am fully aware that nobody is perfect. We all make mistakes. I know I make mistakes daily, and am a person who admits them right away. I mean, you know, not to get personal, but Ben and I had a disagreement this morning. I'm very adult about it, was I not? Okay.
Yes,
like I'm sorry, you're right. Like and you talk it through. So I don't know about everyone else and how they work and how they handle relationships. I'm a little bit, you know, just hurt over the lack of communication, the lack of explanation. It's like being ghosted, you know?
Yeah. And so a couple things. Indy asked, then why is she calling your best friend in the entire world? That makes me think you guys have known each other longer than we think. Oh my God, I have cotton mouth now from that hit. Couple things. I think what K-Pro and I were developing as search partners and search friends over the last year was turning into like a best friendship between this because of this chase, 100%. Which is why, if that's the relationship that was building up, when I say, hey, can I call you about that silly chat thing? I didn't say about the silly chat thing. I just said, hey, can I call you? Normally I'll just call sometimes, but sometimes I'll say, hey, can I call just to be courteous? And no, not talking to you anymore. Like, oh, what's my reaction other than being hurt? Again, going off her words, best friend in the entire world.
And why would that, honestly, like, babe, you're my best friend in the
of course.
So
but best chase friend, sure, I'll say K-Pro was.
But like,
there's nothing wrong with that.
Where do you even think that comes from? That like the most important person in the world to her.
I think it's.
I don't know.
And then, but also that makes you think you've known each other long. No, I have not known K-Pro any longer than what you guys have known publicly. I've been very public with my involvement in the chase.
You, Candy, longer.
Yeah, honestly, Candy, we've had you over at our house. I mean, we were going to have K-Pro and Mike over at our house. I still would want to. The point of this is to address the elephant in the room. Hopefully, by addressing the elephant in the room, we can maybe get past it, because as it stands now, I'm afraid to go up to their fucking table at Ellis Island out of fear Mike's just going to ask me to go away, because not because he's anything against me, but just because I don't want K-Pro to get riled up right now. She's having a good time. And I don't want to ruin a good time by sitting at that, because it feels like that's where we're at right now. So it's either we address this or ignore it. And ignoring is going to lead to like the scene in fucking Casino when Joe Pesci walks in the dining hall area for the, you know, the show on the stage, and him and fucking Robert De Niro just look at each other and, hey, you see that? He didn't even fucking talk to me. He just looks right at me. He doesn't fucking talk to me. What the fuck is that shit? You know, like, that's what it'll turn into.
Like, you know, when you're about to go
crazy, this is fucking ridiculous.
I know. Like, you know, when you're going to visit family you haven't seen, and like, you like, you know, start talking and chatting and like, hey, what's up? And you kind of touch base before you're going to see someone in person. It's the same kind, like the opposite is going on here. Like the lack of communication, the total stonewalling and ignoring it does make it very uncomfortable. And I think what you're trying to say,
I've heard more from Mike in the last week than I have for K-Pro, and I've attempted, believe me. You have too.
Yeah.
Most of this is confusion. This doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. I'll be real honest. It doesn't. It doesn't feel nearly enough of a reason to start that drama that happened the night of, to then not talk, to then it's strange timing to me. That confusion leads me to want to just go live about it rather than keep it behind the scenes. I was done with it after that video, and K-Pro posted what she posted, and I was like, you say all that as I'm trying to get a hold of you and ignoring me. Like, what am I supposed to think?
I just feel like, again, you're the most important person in the world to me, other than my children, of course, but you are the most important person to me.
Vice versa.
When you're
other than your children.
You shut up. When you're upset, it's my goal to talk with you, connect with you, and speak to you, and figure it out and make it work and come together. When we're not communicating or on the wrong page, we don't just ignore each other and just go on along our day, and then eventually, like a week later, what happens then? We just think, oh, it's going to be fine. That stuff is all still there. So this is it's not allowing for any kind of getting over, getting past it, putting it to bed. It's just, are we just supposed to accept? There's no explanation. I don't want to be friends with either of you, and I won't speak to you, and I won't tell you what you did wrong. And I'll see you on the weekend.
All right. So the Indy says, Ben, you and Ashley will be forgiven, and I'll be hated, and all will be right in the world. I think this is like a come to Jesus moment for anybody in the circles of this who may or may not have it. Like, I feel like at this point, we're all going to World Series of Fenn. We should all be accepted. I'm not saying people need to apologize to anybody, including us, but I'm just saying that, like, World Series of Fenn is a chance for even this to get the hatchet buried on. I think. I don't know. You and I are pretty hurt, turns to anger, turns to whatever. But I don't like being fucked around like this. So, like, yeah, I want to get along, but that's it. I want to make other friendships, but I don't want to cause drama at WSOF either. But I feel like we've been put between a rock and a hard place.
What is the point? I was looking forward to this, to meet everybody. You guys, that's the most fun part for me. So I was looking forward to that. Weekend away, weekend with you, weekend to meet Chase friends and talk to all these people that I've talked to online and seen on YouTube and in message boards. Like, that's what I'm excited for.
So I don't understand this either. I thought we were making friends. Everything you were seeing on screen was real life. These were people that were developing a friendship on a common bond of the chase, and it happened to be being broadcast live on YouTube. Another reason why I maybe didn't want to ever do this in the first place. But once you're in, you're in. Like, I get it. But and to people in the chat, like, some people are like, hey, it's none of your business to talk about some things you guys don't know about. Like, I get there's a quasi trying to defend me there, but we're talking about this live. Of course you can talk about it in the chat. It's fine. You're not going to offend me. But that's the point here. We don't like to censor thought on this channel, whether I agree with it or not, whether K-Pro agrees with it or not. That has never changed on this channel, and it never will. I got to wonder if maybe that was the point. I don't know, but I'm left wondering, and Zozo, so I don't understand it either. Alan, were you coming? Oh, shit, I got to send the link to Alan. I told Alan I'd have him on. Alan's going to keep me calm and and then just, like, chit-chat memories with you, Ashley.
Yeah, let's get Alan in here.
And then we got to link Candy too. But Candy, here's the thing. I don't want to talk about the you guys will be forgiven, I won't thing. It's a united thing. We're all going to do this, or we're all not going to do this. I'm done with the sides being picked, and that's in defense of you. Like, like everybody should be accepted. And like Mike says, leave the drama at the door. Oh, but then I think the drama should be addressed if we're going to leave it at the door. And I'd rather just address it here, where everyone feels kind of comfortable in their own skin. Like, this isn't an attack on K-Pro. It wasn't an attack on K-Pro the first time we put out a video saying, my God, are we done with this nonsense?
It was not an attack on K-Pro when I told her to stop in chat.
Correct. And that's kind of the other point, the larger point. And it's like that point feels like it hasn't been made to her, or maybe she wouldn't be reacting like this. Communication, right? Or there's something else going on. Like, come on, you know me. I question everything and motives of everyone all the time, even my own friends. You have to. And I question the timing of this. It felt forced to start a fight. Before what? Before some secret announcement on Wednesday? I don't understand. That's happening now.
My wonder is, had I not even gone into that chat room, I didn't like had this still have happened with just something else? Was it going to happen, or was it truly that Ashley Power said, "Hey, K-Pro, stop"? That was what ruined the entire weekend.
Because is it truly that I was your best, and I'm going to say chase friend in the whole world? If you're also ignoring me behind the scenes when I'm trying to amenably fix this, when I'm pretty darn sure I didn't do anything, even just me in particular. So I'm starting to question the motives too, especially when we're stonewalled and gaslit and ghosted. I hate using those fucking words, but that's what's happening by the definition.
Right, because if it was just me, and if it was me, and I'm the biggest bitch in the chase because I told K-Pro to stop, then she should just be mad at you. Or mad at me. I don't know why she's mad at you, unless she's just going to say, I don't like Ashley anymore, so therefore I refuse to be your friend now.
Right.
I don't know.
And Copper Dan says, Ben and Ashley, just remember, there are a lot of people that want to meet you guys. WSF is bigger than one person. There's a lot of people that want to meet a lot of people, I think. But what I don't want to have is people are afraid to go meet other people because of some fucking battle line's been drawn. And I'm not saying that's what K-Pro's doing, but it could be an inadvertent side effect of this drama between she and I that's been made public.
Hi.
Oh,
hi,
hello.
Andy. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
So I think I might have an idea as to why this escalated so badly.
Give it to me.
So clearly, after the situation that happened in the chat room between Christy and Susie and Ashley being in the right to say, you know, knock it off to both people, because that same situation happened with me and Christy before, right? We were in someone's chat room and we got into it, and another mod was like, knock it off. And it kind of rubbed her the wrong way. So this time again, I feel like it's just digging up old wounds, right? Mm-hmm. So right after that, Christy called me and I was just like, oh, okay, this is interesting. So I answered and I was talking to her, and you could tell she was really upset, but I don't think she understood why she was upset. She basically, in my opinion, I think she felt like people were like on Susie's side and not her side, and she was in the wrong. And the thing is, they both were in the wrong. They both were just acting like little brats, and Ashley was in the right to put him in timeout, right? She didn't even do that. She just said, knock it off, right? So I know Ashley was upset. Christy was upset.
Which, by the way, K-Pro,
I got a call.
Which, by the way, K-Pro has done to me on Thor. Knock it off.
I know.
And
but you gotta understand, right? Like,
I'll knock it off.
It's different point of views, right? And I'm not taking her side. I'm not taking anyone's side. I'm not stirring shit up, nothing. I'm just trying to say the facts as it is, right? In my opinion. And I got a call a couple of days ago, and I told Ashley this, but I'll tell you, Ben, from somebody that was in the poker room when, you know, we were raising funds for Davio to get to Vegas. And I guess K-Pro came in and was like really upset because she saw, you know, your video you did that day about, like, I guess boycotting World Series of Fenn, where you were like really mad and you were like, I'm not going to go to Ellis Island. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go to your sweet Indy. And so I think that Christy misconstrued the fact that, one, we know that the engagement party is supposed to be for Ellis Island, right? And when you said you were going to go to Mindy and I suite, she thought it was in regards to the treasure hunt. She didn't know it was canceled. And this person told me this. So she was like, yeah, she came in. She was really upset. She was like, Ben and Ashley want nothing to do with the engagement party I'm doing, and they'd rather just go play a treasure hunt. So I think that might be a piece of why she's so upset. And she was telling me it's so much bigger than what you understand. It doesn't explain half the crap that she said, but it might help understand why she was upset, even though she didn't use her damn words to tell so.
But then prior to her possibly her saying that to you about the engagement party, you told Ben she doesn't want to be friends with him and talk to him anymore.
Yeah, I know. It's like dealing with the 5-year-old sometimes.
If I want to be friends with someone or talk to someone.
Right. Whoa, Alan, where'd you go?
Like, I get it. I do. I get it. I've been on the worst end of this. Like, trust me, I've been in these shoes. But what I've learned from knowing Christy for so long is that if you do want to be her friend, you're going to have to accept this. And it sucks. It totally sucks to be treated like you are nothing and like you're an invisible person and that you're in the wrong when you're not. But I mean, prime example, Ashley, you handled that shit flawlessly. You didn't need to apologize, yet you were apologizing. And it shows how classy of a person you are for doing that. But it's gotten to the point where it's like, everyone's all saying like, oh, Candy, you shouldn't have involved yourself. Well, I'm sorry. I was involved the moment she called me and started venting to me about Ashley, because Ashley's my friend. Christy, I try to be her friend, and I'm not going to pin one against each other. I'm going to try and make them fucking come to understanding and see where they went wrong so they can be friends again. And she was getting really upset. She's like, you need to not push me, not do this. So I'm like, okay, fine. But then it gets to the point where it's like a week later and it's still the silent treatment. And then what's worse is she's like, oh, I talked to Shannon and I'm all better now. And it's kind of like, in my opinion, it's like throwing, other friends in your face saying like, oh, this person's here for me and you're nothing. In my opinion, that's how it felt. And so it's just so confusing. How come she could say Shannon made her feel better when she told me the other day, like a couple of days ago, she wasn't even going to do World Series of Fenn. She was like, I'm going to send Mike. And I'm like, all we've been trying to do is reach you to try and fix things, like to try and see what can make everything better so we could all have fun at World Series of Fenn. And it's like, she doesn't want that. I don't know if she's embarrassed from what she said or what, but clearly she doesn't want it. She'd be here right now. I sent her the link, Ben. I sent her the fucking link, and I said, it's time to fix this shit.
I invite her to come. What I want to address real quick, Bavetta says, and then Alan will get your thoughts. Ben, you said on your video you opened with, I don't know who to trust. I don't trust anyone anymore. How does that come from someone not wanting to talk on the phone? Bavetta, it's a fair question. There's obviously more to this that I'm not bringing up because I'm just not going to bring up because it involves what I think is a pattern of chase-related behavior. It would be intertwined with personal information and conversations that I just won't repeat. But suffice to say, when I say trust, I meant trust. And it does stem a little bit from with K-Pro because I've told K-Pro personal information about me that nobody aside from my friends know. So there is trust there. I brought her in a trust circle of me. Same with her. She told me things non-chase related. But when non-personal drama related, this isn't the first time I've been tossed in the trash with yesterday's garbage behind the scenes by her. And she knows that. Now, I fucked up with her as a friend, but I own that shit immediately. She's screwed up as a we all do, right? And she's on those little things. But there have been consistent events that have formed a pattern related around using the idea of sharing chase information and throwing that in my face when that isn't even my intention. So there's more to it, Bavetta, but I just won't get into that part. But that should.
Hi, Alan.
What's up, Alan?
Hey, I'm sitting here literally taking notes as you guys are talking because I can't even.
It's a lot. It's a lot of topics and things that are happening and like how much of it doesn't even matter. I like that you're taking notes.
Well, I mean, the notes I was taking.
Is Alan taking notes?
Yeah, apparently.
I got
Sweet
notes
baby Jesus.
We can't see it. My notes are just reminding myself. I mean, I came into this chase.
Okay, this is what I think.
Hold up. Whoa. Let Alan talk.
Yeah.
Is he talking?
Yes. Can you not hear him?
Shit, I can't even hear it. Hold on.
Oh, that's weird.
No one else hear me? Sorry, I'm so.
No, I hear you. I hear you. You're good.
No,
You're good.
okay, sorry. I was out of my screen. Okay, now I can hear you. Sorry, Alan.
It's all good.
It's okay.
It's all good.
Okay, war, indie, whatever.
She's on the warpath today.
Yeah. No, my notes. And apologies. Like I haven't been in the chase as long as like K-Pro and I don't know when Susie came in, maybe at the same time I did, but I've been in the chase since 2016. There was rivalries, and I'm going to call them rivalries before that happened, but they seemed at that time more playful. Like it was New Mexico versus Colorado, or it was Yellowstone versus the non-Yellowstone people. And that was playful to me. That's just how treasure hunts work. But then it became people who have met Forrest Fenn versus people who haven't met Forrest Fenn. People that may have got secret hints versus people that don't get secret hints. People that are influencers on YouTube in the community versus people that aren't. And then there's like cyclical, like we're friends of each other. And then there's certain people that jump ship to different groups. It's just madness. And I think that's just it's sad, but it's like that's what this chase spawned in a lot of us. If you're just in it for the chase, then you just love Forrest Fenn. You don't deal with the drama. You do that, but it bred something else in us, which is extremely competitive. There's extreme jealousy at times, especially when Forrest Fenn's meeting with people. And then when we hear,
I would have been one of those jealous people.
Yeah, and when we hear for years that Forrest never told anyone anything, that's a hint or that helps. We've almost proven that's a lie. That's a complete lie. That pisses off a lot of people. And I think
now he obfuscated that in a lot of bullshit too, but in there were seeming to be truths.
There's some decent hints in the stuff that people said there were no hints. And that's where someone like Susie Fenhaven is like, this is bullshit. There are people that had privileged information, but then the people that
she should be allowed to say that anywhere, certainly on our channel for sure, all the time. Agree. That will never change.
Yep. And the people that have the privileged information are now getting on the defensive. And I'm not saying K-Pro, Candy, Susie, I don't even care. That's where I am. I don't even know how I survived on my own island. But I saw that people were getting secret hints, and Cynthia was doing his laundry. I heard, it's like there had to be some sort of slip up somewhere, on one of those days. So it's super frustrating when you invest, 10 years, 4 years, 2 years, 1 year of your life in a treasure hunt, and then you're slowly starting to learn that it didn't have as much integrity as you hoped it did. It starts collapsing everything. It's like a house of cards.
Can I follow up on that to you?
Yep, please.
And I think I know the answer. Are you venting that at Forrest, or are you venting that at those searchers who got those extra tidbits?
It's a double-edged sword for me. Sometimes I get mad at Forrest. I don't think I ever get mad at the searchers for getting the tidbits because it's a game. Like Mike Cowley.
I'm not.
Yeah, it's a game. Yeah. So if someone gleaned information from Forrest because they were in his living room, good for them. Sucks for us.
They played the game better than I did.
Yep.
Because they did that, in my opinion. If I could have done it, I would have done it.
Yep.
I'm talking about Dale. I'm talking about Cynthia. I'm talking about K-Pro.
And I'm saying the same thing about recording him. I don't think I would have on my first visit. I don't think I would have recorded him. But you know what? Good.
Only with his permission. I don't know. I don't know who recorded what with or without permission. As far as I know, K-Pro never recorded Fenn without his permission, despite allegations.
I had the opportunity to do it. I didn't do it.
Right. And that's the stand-up people that I like. So that's why you're always my friend, Indy, because I know that to be the truth. Therefore, that's someone who I want in my circle. Same with you, Alan.
So those were my mini notes. Just the fact that.
Can you do me a favor and flip the page 6 times since Packer Jack's in the house?
Uh-oh.
I even think Adam brought that up first.
Hold on. No, my last note was do the right thing, K-Pro. Do the right thing.
Packer Jack's going to go over 6 pages of notes on. So this is where Ben's actually going to be while we're metal detecting with Gary Drayton. Now he'll be at the Bennigan's down the street waiting for us to tell him what. He'll just get me back. It's okay. Did you know he's taking me metal detecting with Gary fucking Drayton?
That's awesome. But you also just said Packer Jack shit, and I want to make sure you heard yourself say that.
I did not do that one on purpose. That's funny.
No, that's awesome.
I got
a mini vent, but I'm also.
Ashley. Oh, sorry, Alex.
The end of my vent is that I still love all you guys. I see it. I see all you guys attacking each other, and it bugs me. It really bugs me.
I don't even see. I'll retort that one. I don't even see anything as attacking. I'm not attacking K-Pro, and frankly, I don't see anything she's doing publicly as attacking me either. She's not. Let me be perfectly clear. I don't think she's attacking Ashley either. Let me be perfectly clear. K-Pro is not attacking me.
Passive aggression.
Ghosting me. She's ghosting me, but she's not attacking me.
That's fair. Okay. Sorry. Bad word.
That's why we need to get all this cleared out before we get to World Series of Fenn, because it's just like it's so much better just to fix this now so that we could go into World Series of Fenn weekend having fun.
And that's the intention. And frankly, I've run the numbers in my head 10,000 different ways. I don't see a possibility of cohesion and calmness unless this is addressed beforehand. And since she'll just keep ignoring me behind the scenes, that's fine. I'll vent a little because I need to at least.
That just means you got to figure out what figure out something that she wants, remember? Because we were able to be cordial to each other because we were working together on a PowerPoint. And after that, things started to get a little bit better because I was like, yes, I'll work with you for the good of the community. We could be cordial and stuff. But then she started talking to me some more. She let me back into the Facebook group, stuff like that. She even called me and she was like telling me the problems like she used to do and stuff. And I felt like, I understand that she's really upset about what happened in the chat room. So I feel like there's something like she wants to be, I don't want to say friends, but she wants, to have us as acquaintances or whatever, but it's not going to happen overnight, which just sucks because it's like, because you know what she hates more than anything is this, making it public. But what she doesn't understand is that she's giving none of us any choice but to make it public.
And honestly, off that, Full Press's comment in sarcasm, oh no, let it keep boiling till everyone gets good and drunk, then let it all out. That will be watchworthy, right? That's clickbait.
No, thank you.
Like,
no,
that's what we're trying to avoid. We're doing this quasi-sober. I mean, I'm smoking bowls. Hey, by the way, guess what time it is?
Hey, did you see I put that on your banner?
Oh, I did.
What are we drinking, Alan?
Same as always. You can't see it.
Is it
Stone
beer?
delicious. Yeah, it's beer.
Delicious.
And it is delicious.
And we're getting hit with those bots.
We've driven Alan to beer 30.
Rudy, you gonna be at Vegas? I want to bury the hatchet with you too. Shake your hand and buy you a drink.
You know what would be awesome? In a perfect adult world, if you were mad at someone, you would just write down a list as to why you were mad at them, deliver it to them, and then see what you can work on that list to make things okay.
Can I, on that note, I think I said something negative.
Like a toilet made out of gold.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. No,
Wait, you said something negative?
I did, specifically to Dark. So Greg, and I don't even know why. It was just a bad week for me or a bad day. I don't remember.
Ooh, I remember this.
I was stop shitting on the DB Cooper thing. And he's like, I'm not like, anyways, that's all water under the bridge. But just because Dark's in here, and we're trying to have a kumbaya here, I want to reiterate to Dark that I don't even know where my intent was on that day. But anyways, and I know Dark.
You were a little feisty that day. Dark, I think I even told you, I was like, this is Dark's humor, dude. I think he's just fucking with you. Like, this is like ribbon in the locker room. But it was like, it's text on a Facebook. That's impossible.
Copper Dan.
It was, you know what? Oh, if I do this, I look like the host and you guys look like my little peons. I kind of like that. But B, I don't remember B, but A, you both were fine too at the same time. You had the most cordial, gentlemanly argument in the world, right? Like it was nothing. What's up, Copper Dan?
I feel like they would just be like in real life. Someone would be wearing a pair of like leather gloves, and then Dark would just go up to Alan and slap him with the glove and be like, "See you, sir, duel to the
That's
death."
how they would do it too. Copper Dan, tell me what I've done wrong.
All right. No, I do have a fee for my services, so you're officially on the clock. Just want to give me your PayPal account.
I'll take it off. You can take it off my World Series of Fenn entry fee since I don't think K-Pro is covering it anymore.
I got you covered, I got 2 Copper Dan coins. You can mail to Dan.
Yeah, I still got my coin right here. I love it.
Oh I remember
as my card holder for the World Series of Fenn. I won't be the only one who does it too. Everybody should use their Copper Dan coin as their placeholder over their cards at World Series of Fenn. That's what I'm going to be doing.
I promised Jana I would give her my Troll Cash coin. I gotta remember where I put that thing.
This looks more like Vegas, probably.
I'm keeping the map though.
The map is so dope. I'm keeping the map too. I'm gonna
Where's
get a little
coin?
When I make myself a little after enough adventures, like 5 years worth, I'm gonna make myself a little treasure corner of collections. I'm gonna get that one in a little mini Copper Dan frame, and then I'm gonna con him into making for me while we're metal detecting with Gary Drayton in a few weeks or months. Heyo, that's with the Bobby Dazzler outing.
Bobby Dazzler
himself, Copper Dan, who graciously invited me on.
Because you're a top pocket find.
I'm a top pocket find. Thank you. Well, I keep you're in my top pocket.
What is making all that noise?
Me, I'm looking for that damn coin I promised Jana. I had it specifically put away.
Woman, mute yourself.
I don't know where I put the coin.
Hey, Amy Gwynn. Nice
I want to see how fast I can get into another fight with Candy.
Do you have a backup coin, Copper Dan?
Do I what? Do I have a backup coin for you? No.
Yeah, because I promised Jana I would give her my coin because she was like wanting a replacement coin or something because they were doing something with the actual Troll Cash. So she wanted a Troll Cash coin, and I specifically said, I'll give it to you, and I put it away so I could pack it with me. And now,
see where I rate in your world, I rate. It's probably like in the bottom of the trash, Candy.
No, I did not do that. I had it securely.
Anyways,
it's still in its little plastic.
Ben, that shirt is rocking. I got to get me a shirt like that.
I love it. I'm going to wear it at WSOF, probably when I play poker. It's going to be my poker shirt.
It looks like you're one of those rich dads that came back from Hawaii.
I'm going to put us back this way. I don't like being bigger than you guys. All right, this is better.
There, that is better.
That is better.
I feel intimidated when you're bigger than me.
Too much. It was fun for a minute, but it's like, all right, I feel like Sean Hannity talking about something.
Alan K., how are you, buddy?
I was about to ask you the same. Didn't know if you had any insights for us today.
Well, I'm leaving for Florida tomorrow with the meeting with Jack. I mean, an art show. No, I'm just going down for we fly out in the morning. 24 hours from right now, I'll be sitting in warmth. Nice. It's cold as heck here, man. I'm tired. When Minnesotans hit February, we are kind of done with winter and needing to
tropical climate.
Yeah,
honestly, I think there's a medical syndrome that happens if you stay in Minnesota all the way from October to April.
It gets
seasonal affective disorder. It's called SAD.
Yeah. No, it's real. I'm not even being sarcastic. Like
seasonal affective disorder.
You leave. You have to for a couple weeks.
William Green's in the chat.
William, I'll be down in Fort Myers if you want to swing on down. William come and met me at a show last year. He's a good guy.
Did you see Rudy Green's in the chat, Ben?
Yeah, no, I said to Rudy, I hope he said he's going to WSOF. I said I wanted to buy him a drink and bury the hatchet as well.
He said, is it possible that some searchers secretly enjoy creating drama?
Can I rephrase the question? Is it possible that people just enjoy creating drama? Yes.
I was going to say the same thing.
And there's every aspect of that in the chase as well. And I don't think anybody is immune from that, Rudy, though. I think
World Series of Fenn is going to be about healing this year.
It has to be, and maybe this approach comes off as aggressive. I don't know. I think the ends justify the means, but in my opinion, I've never seen an issue like this that has escalated so quickly out of nowhere that isn't going to be fixed without addressing it ahead of time. Sorry.
Well, how about let's do this, Ben? Since Christy didn't know that the treasure hunt Mindy, James, and I were trying to put on for Friday got canceled. She now knows because we know she's watching. It got canceled. So therefore, you were never going to boycott your own engagement party.
Oh, first of all, I didn't. Can we clear something up? I never called for a boycott. I said that Ashley and I would be going to Vegas. I'd be playing in the World Series of Fenn poker tournament, but we weren't really feeling up to doing the other events. Did I call for a boycott? I don't think I did. I'm not saying you said I did, but I've seen the word used now around the community until I was kicked out of the Facebook group. I don't know.
That's what
I hope no one's talking about it personally, but
the word verbiage used was boycott. So
did I say boycott?
Understand. Like,
yeah, well, I apologize for that. I frankly, if I said boycott, I didn't even realize I said boycott. That's my bad.
Yeah, but like I think the main thing here is just to tell her The hunt was already canceled way before this ever happened. And you and Ashley were never considering ditching your own engagement party.
No. We were very clear to you about what we were doing.
Outcast Searcher. Put Outcast Searcher's comment up on.
What did you do?
I don't enjoy personally. I don't personally enjoy being involved with drama, but I love watching a good train wreck.
Did you see what I did, Ben?
What?
I posted Outcast Searcher's comment in Reddit, and he like commented on it. He's like, "That's my comment," and I messaged him because I used to talk to him all the time, and I was like, "I think you might be Jack," and he's like, "What? No." So I love that he's like in chat now. It's funny.
I wonder who a lot of these people are. I hope we're gonna see name tags like Outcast Searcher will have a name tag, and we'll be like, "Oh, okay, not Jack."
Not Jack.
What if the Outcast Searcher is literally from Outcast, like the band? He's just like, "What's up?"
That'd be funny.
I hope there's some kind of unveiling. I hope you know what would be a cool surprise. Maybe we get into a fun thing while we wait for the coming together. That's probably not happening. Sorry to be pessimistic. The announcement. What if it's like a major Chase celebrity that we never knew about outing themselves, like Nick Cage is showing up to like they're gonna show up and be like, "Yeah, I was in the Chase the whole time. I watched you fucking lunatics on YouTube. You guys were great. You kept me occupied through COVID. Thanks so much. I'm gonna play in your poker tournament, and then I'm gonna go because fans are nuts, and I got to get away from you people." That would be a cool announcement / surprise.
Isn't that John Wayne Bobbitt?
Well, no offense to John Wayne Bobbitt, but I wouldn't call him even D-list. I'd call him an unfortunate.
I always say he was a Colorado Searcher until his solve got thrown out the window.
I fell off the chair when.
You mean until the Chase got cut off?
No.
Hey, Ashley, you should not be texting while you're driving.
Yeah. What do you? No,
I'm not. I'm sitting in a line waiting for school to get out.
Yeah, God.
Okay. You're good.
Mom duty.
25 minutes of just sitting there doing.
Why are there palm trees going, but no,
it's like 2 hours a day of just sitting in this car waiting.
Whoa, Ashley, we have an offer from Packer Jack of a number that technically doesn't exist. That Copper Dan and I will give you $220,000 if you permanently tattoo the Copper Factory on your forehead.
How much will you give me if I tattoo it on one ass cheek?
Yeah, what about an ass cheek? I'll do an ass cheek.
Actually, they didn't say the size. So if you made it like a pixel big, that's $220K.
Tiny forehead one right here.
Tiny little one.
Right here.
Under the eyebrows.
Like a little teardrop.
How about like right here? Looks like
my co-host and I need to have a little discussion off air about the proposition she's offering.
Undercutting me. Rudy Green is undercutting me right now. He's offering $185. Motherfucker. All right, fine. I'll do it for. No, never mind.
Dark's asking Packer Jack if he'll buy him a tattoo in Vegas.
Packer Jack, you've opened up Pandora's box of tattoos.
Oh man, don't talk about tattoos.
I'm jonesing for a new tattoo.
Hold up. Queen Anne's asking an interesting question. Is it true that some of the coins from the chest have been sold? Maybe that's what the announcement is. Maybe items of the chest have begun to be sold.
That makes sense.
But that's not really a breaking news thing. That's just like a time thing.
Can someone
breaking news
explain to me how many times I've heard that the chest has been sold, or that it's being sold, or that it's being separated, or that it's not? Like, where's this information?
Hey, look, Copper Dan knows this. I stand behind everything that we were reporting. I hate to use that word, but that's what was happening. Yeah. I stand behind all of it, that K-Pro, and everything. I'm not, again, fuck, never mind. Anyway, you get my point.
You know, somebody wants to know if this is clickbait or real drama, and I will tell you, this is real. This is their feelings that are hurt behind the scenes, and it just happens that it's happening on a YouTube show where everybody's watching.
Right? If this was fake, we all deserve Oscars.
And I frankly stand behind everything I'm saying and have said. I'm not ashamed or afraid of what I have done here to remain on the internet.
Well, you should be.
Well, I mean, as a matter of
I'm a Shadowcaster.
I'm a fucking deviant, but aside from that,
I'm just kidding.
Adam says, I honestly no longer care what happens to his chest, and I mean that.
Thank you, Adam. I agree with you.
I'm with you, Adam.
I agree.
I'm at that point too. Don't
Yeah,
give
I
two
am
shits
too,
about it.
Scotty.
You guys
been
have
there.
The
no
Olive Jar story is looking less and less interesting.
patience.
No
It's
patience.
not about patience. At this point, I feel like everyone's just sick of it. It's like, get
Well,
rid of
it's
the
because
damn
we
test.
talk about it every single day and stuff like that takes its time. I mean, there's
Yeah, and
probably
guess what, Copper Dan? Jack ruined the value of the chest because of that right there.
well,
You're getting more and more sick of
Uh-oh.
this thing in a minute.
You're getting in dangerous territory, Alan.
no,
he's
no,
not.
he's
He's
got a right to say that. I would combat that with I would imagine there's a reason why he took the route he took, probably for a reason. And I think we found out a lot of those reasons.
I mean, if he's got some insight into like the value of gold in 3 years, yeah, sit on it.
Well,
But
there's
otherwise,
no,
I mean,
maybe he can't. Maybe because of
Yeah.
maybe because of lawsuits. Maybe because where the chest was.
maybe because
Right.
he took from Yellowstone,
probably
because he lied about everything,
Right.
maybe because he can't cover his tracks.
I
maybe
would
because
say,
lie after
Alan,
lie. Yeah.
Alan, I'm intervening on this one. Hold up.
Uh-oh.
Because what if it's a little bit of all of it, but I will also on the flip side say, well, Jack could have also handled it better. So yeah, there's lawsuits. Yeah, there's Yellowstone. Fine. Those are all, let's assume all those things are real and they're affecting him in his personal life. Okay, but the way in which he even handled the emails, which he didn't have to do. There's always the caveat he didn't have to do any of this. Fine, I understand that, but what you did do didn't help. And if you can understand that, then you can understand that maybe at that point you didn't have to do this before. You didn't have to do it ever. But because if you can take a step back and see that what you did didn't help, that maybe you should do yourself something to try to fix that.
Yep. I agree.
And by proxy, you will jack up the price of that item you're trying to sell, I guess, for auction. I think maybe.
I mean, let's say, and this is a hypothetical. Let's say he found it in Yellowstone. That's why that's why it's all secretive. What if he just said he found it in Yellowstone, gets hammered by the IRS and probably Yellowstone as well, force a state, maybe pays some sort of price. But I guarantee you the story is going to be so much better that the overall value of life.
I agree with you, Alan. I agree with you 1,000% on that. I think he should have taken the hit.
Yep.
On where it
That
was.
one I disagree with you guys on. That one I totally disagree with both of you on.
You're crazy.
Take the hit. I mean, the story is worth the money. That's where the money is.
Okay,
the book and possibly the movie behind it could have been worth many times more than what the actual chest is worth. So take the hit on that. Maybe even lose the chest, but you got the story.
Let me combat that. Let me combat that.
That's my opinion, of course.
Opinion.
Forrest made it very clear that the story in the Olive Jar, the secret one, is his copyright. You can't tell
He took
your
the story out
story.
though, remember?
Well, but that's fine. I'm just saying at the time, you can't sell your Saul story because it involves Yellowstone. So you can't sell your adventure. You can't sell Forrest's life because he owns the copyright to that. You can't sell any of that. There's no guarantee on the value of that. There is a guarantee on the value of your gold, though. Take the fucking gold. And
Take
that's what
the risk. I say go
risk?
for it.
He can't tell anything. The whole reason he can't tell us about the Solve and Yellowstone is the whole reason he can't take the risk.
No, but Ben, that's where I'm saying you're disagreeing with Copper Dan and I for the wrong reasons. Take the risk. The risk is the truth. And once he just says, I found it in Yellowstone, 9 Mile Hole, then IRS and Yellowstone would come at him and they're like, you owe us $400K. You doing the whole Puerto Rico thing was a complete waste of time and money.
I see. Okay. Then, different argument back to you. Okay, fair point, different argument back. Then what I would be most afraid of is Yellowstone going, and if you try to make money off the idea that you went into Yellowstone to pick this up and broke the law, we will boggle that movie in court for the rest of eternity.
There's no way they could do that.
I don't think.
They are the United States federal government. Yes, they can. They can.
You guys are forgetting the whole reason for this.
Truman Edwards' Lost in Peril book that I have in my closet.
If they allowed a movie about a treasure hunt that ends in Yellowstone National Park, they can kiss goodbye their security for good. The very reason they were afraid of Forrest Fenn putting it in Yellowstone is exactly what they'd be afraid of if you made a movie about it.
Ben, that's like, you don't know Jack Costner right now for Yellowstone, or suing Leonardo DiCaprio for doing the Hugh Glass thing. It's like, Not gonna happen.
Well, I agree with Alan. I you know, and 2020 is hindsight, and that obviously includes Jack. Maybe at the time, Forrest was maybe he was going under Forrest's guidance. Don't tell anybody, you know. And we've all heard that's what Forrest's thoughts were. So maybe he just
but
took.
they changed, Copper Dan. They changed.
And also,
well, you know what? We're arguing. We're arguing when we don't. We're not on the other side of the coin, so we're filling in the gaps.
Well, I know we're filling in the gaps, but
risk.
if you compare it, it shows that originally, when the woman was the closest to the chest before the man was, Fenn was excited and wanted her to find one item in the chest. He was like, she'll like it. And he was so excited. He's like, the story will be out. Like, go back to that narrative. See how happy Fenn was originally? And then when it changed to the man being the closest, it got weird.
I still have issue with that too, because as an overall concept, I understand the points you're saying, especially with the context and the knowledge we have now. But it always felt throughout the chase, Fenn would go back and forth between saying when he finds that chest or when she finds that chest. And even with this Cynthia information drop that we got, I can still see the argument of there's really still no verifiable proof he's talking about Jack. Now, Cynthia follows up and says Fenn confirmed that Jack found it in October of 2019. I have to believe Cynthia at her word. I don't understand why
Did
she
she
would
really
lie
say
about
that?
I feel like she did, but I feel like I read that on a Packer Jack slide, on a Packer Jack PowerPoint.
Hey guys, I gotta take off, guys. So
bye,
take care, Copper Dan.
kids are home.
Peace
Thanks
out,
for
Copper
letting me come in and mess everything up and throw in my
No,
opinion.
man,
Then
good.
bye.
Hey, have a good art show, man. Have a good art show.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a good art show.
See ya.
Enjoy Florida. So I mean, I don't know what's going on with that. Maybe she didn't confirm that. Maybe that information's off.
I think there was a phrase
I've been kicked out, so I don't know.
I think the phrase was like acknowledged, and I think a lot of people were getting bugged about that phrase, like acknowledge that October 2019 happened. I don't think it was admitted. I don't think it's confirmed for sure.
Okay. I'm just going to go on the assumption that she didn't say that for now and wait till I see otherwise.
Yep.
I just don't know.
Well, a lot of
You cut out, India. I can't hear you. I don't know.
I can't hear her either.
Yeah. Anywho.
Well, while she's doing that, oh, she's back.
Yeah. No, you
Yes.
go. Can you hear? Wait, I kind of hear you now. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, now we hear you. We didn't hear anything you said. You cut out.
What the hell? Oh, okay. So I said, oh, fuck it.
What was it? I want to know.
I was saying in regards to confirmation, right? How can
Right.
we say it's confirmation? Because 9 times out of 10, confirmation is just based off of their own opinion and their interpretation of information that they are given. So unless the source comes with a name and a face, I'm not gonna accept it as a fact or confirmation until it's
Right.
verifiable.
Yeah, and by confirmation, I mean the same thing that they released, like that audio. Like that was a confirmation of some things. It was audio. It was audio from Fenn. That suffices for me. Now, I've heard
But
people
there's
going,
also
they
45
clipped it
minutes of that
together.
video, Ben,
Right.
and
There's
we only
40
got like
there's-
3 minutes.
Exactly. And Cynthia says, Forrest is disparaging to a couple of searchers. That would hurt a lot of feelings. I totally get that. The answer to that is, Cynthia, just clip that part out and then release the rest, right? Any problem with that? Seems like a good solution.
Yep. And that's what brings me back to my notes that I took an hour ago or whatever, because we're just left to fight. That's all. We're only left to fight amongst each other. At this
It just
point,
feels orchestrated.
you
It
either
feels
walk
orchestrated.
away or you fight with each other. That's it.
Right.
Those are our only two options. And that's what sucks right now.
And I got too many phone calls that said, please don't walk away. And I don't say that to toot own horns or anything. I think, that those phone calls were for Ashley as much as they were for me. But even still, I think, in the same way I'd be calling India if she said she was walking away. So
You mean
there's
my
no
dark,
other choice.
my dark moments?
Instead of going on the attack and instead of me, I played this as Sparta because I'm not going to change for anybody. Yeah. I believe in what I'm doing, and I believe what I'm doing is right. End of story. But so that's what I'm kicking out when I'm kicking into the hole in that Sparta clip. But other than that, I don't know how else to do this aside from address it head on this way because we're not in Vegas right now, We didn't know that there was surprise announcements and events happening Wednesday. Maybe we could have planned for that.
Hold on.
What?
Carrie in chat said Adam Foddy Shiloh, we think, also confirmed Cynthia was 200 feet from the chest in her video.
No way.
What the fuck?
Yeah, okay. I don't know.
I quit.
I don't know.
I quit.
Well, I come on. I just went off on a rant about how I'd call you if you said you quit.
And he doesn't quit. Even if he quits. All she does is fall down a deeper hole. That's all.
Oh God.
And frankly, I think this is also the fun of what K-Pro's talking about and alluding to when she says, come to Vegas, everyone will be drinkies, and when people drink in the chase, they talk. Like,
yeah.
She's not lying.
That part is good, and that's why I'm excited for you still, even after all this garbage. And I wasn't joking, Ashley, when I said you guys are gonna have fun, because this is just.
I don't think it's. Again, tell me I'm crazy. Every way I envision something as simple as. Maybe not Fremont because it's outdoors and everyone's kind of walking around doing their own thing. But every way I envision Ellis Island is a fucking high school dance. And there's a group of people at one table. There's a group of people at another table, and they are not fucking talking. And that to me.
Ben, do you want to know a fun little rabbit hole? Baveda and I kind of are falling down right now.
What?
So you know how Baveda brought up about Enigmatic 3 for Chase Chat and Reddit?
Yes.
Did you ever watch that?
Yes, I watched that whole
thing. So he emailed or he messaged me last night, right? And he said that when he went back to Chase Chat, it's only been like a few days, someone deleted all of that. Just a few days ago.
Did Enigmatic 3 delete all their stuff, or did an admin delete all their stuff?
It looks like an admin did.
I'd like you to be able to prove one way or the other, just to say if it's admin or if it's the user itself.
Bavada's in chat right now. Give him the link.
If it's the admin, then someone needs to ask. I would assume it's Mindy or Stephanie why they're deleting Enigmatic.
Mindy doesn't have admin privileges anymore. She has no access.
So who does? Who's the admin there?
Stephanie, and then I think 2 other people, Beavertooth and someone else.
So I would suggest anybody who knows Stephanie, maybe ask her why she's deleting that in particular, especially at the time in which that particular username is being discussed on a YouTube show. That's just a weird occurrence. It's going to make people go, what the fuck? Something's up with that. When maybe there's not, but like it certainly should be followed up on.
So like, you know how you and Ashley got a chance to talk to Jack's so-called partner?
Right.
Okay, so Baveda knows about it, and he was looking it up, and he's finding connections, and he thinks it's possible that in 2017, Kyle Stoof searched, and then maybe the brother took over.
Baveda has messaged me behind the scenes, and he, I think, knows my stance on why I haven't addressed anything he's asked me about that, because I can't. So, and I think he understands. But he certainly is updating me on what he's been doing. So.
Oh, okay. just like me. I'm like, I'll wake up like 2 a.m. I got a message. Oh, here we go down the rabbit hole again.
It's an interesting rabbit hole. I'm not dismissing.
Don't get Ben in more trouble, Candy.
No, you're not. They're not. I'm fine on that. I'm handling it. Yeah, I know how to handle that kind of stuff. I'm not worried.
No, we just thought it was weird that like those comments for Enigmatic 3 that have been on Chase Chat forever, like randomly start talking about it, right? Just this little rabbit hole, and now it's deleted. It's just completely wiped.
Yeah, I think that's weird. I think that should absolutely be followed up on. If you were talking about a user named Go Fuck Yourself, and there's a user called Go Fuck Yourself's post getting deleted on Chase Chat at the exact same time by admin, that needs to be followed up on. I don't care what the topic was. Like, that's weird. Why is the admin so concerned with this? To be
like, because we already saved a bunch of screenshots, so we still have it. But it's really weird, especially because Enigmatic 3 allegedly had 3 players, right? And they were all around our age. And one of the initials for player 3 was KS.
Huh.
So it's like, it's impossible not to try and go down that rabbit hole. It's like, what
right,
if?
You go KS, Kyle Stoof, bada bing, bada boom. I know, I get it. It's just that stuff happened to happen at a time where, and addressing Bavetta's earlier point of like, trusting, or why are you walking away? Or it's just, at that point, I stopped caring. I just stopped. I still am kind of in the space of not caring, to be honest.
Just give me a freaking Fat
My
Tuesday.
morbid
I'm good.
curiosity gets the best of me, though. This is still considered unsolved to me, despite. And I've heard some things behind the scenes that still have not come to light, but probably will. And I haven't spoke on those. I haven't broke her trust.
Well, I'll say something because I've already said it
Whoa,
before.
no, there's no need. No, we're trying to get people together. Don't break any trust.
No, I'm just saying, like, and I said it in my chat, and Christy was in my chat, and she was like, "Damn it, Indy, you have a really good memory." So I could say it again.
Oh, yeah.
The painting. Remember when we were all live and we were talking about like the lights flickering and stuff, and she was like, "Oh, I even tried to bid on the painting." I was like, Christy, if you tried bidding on the damn thing, that means it exists. It's real.
Right.
So there is a painting allegedly that Fenn made right before he died of him at the place.
Let me offer you a counter idea to that. And I don't know this. I'm guessing at this point. Is it possible she would make that comment to put out into the universe that the painting exists and hoping to see what comes back from that comment?
I mean, it's possible. I mean, with her, I feel like nothing's ever as it seems. So it could be like she was looking for someone to respond in a way that would tip her off, that they would know something more that she needs.
Possibly. I'm just saying, and I'm not even meaning this, that it's a nefarious thing. I'm just saying, like, you know,
no, I'm
I
not
wouldn't
saying it's nefarious either. I'm saying it's it could have just been a good tactic. We just don't know. So we can't just go, there must be a painting. I wonder if there is one. It's certainly. I would believe there's a painting versus a video, to be honest.
But okay, I was just about to say that just feels like another way to try to prove to everyone, confirm 9 Mile Hole closure, everyone go away. And that's from.
I don't think it's trying to confirm 9 Mile. It's just a painting.
But if it's a painting of 9 Mile Hole and you see the Fort Fenn signature on it, though.
Dude, if I saw that, I would shut up and I'd be like,
game over.
Boom, it was 9 Mile. There we go. I walk away.
Now, we talk about a painting that exists, and we talk about a video that exists with 9 Crews. Show me.
I've never seen it.
Show me.
Right. Maybe that's the announcement.
I still think the
maybe
story
that's the big
part of the
announcement.
story links back to where he wrote his letter to Peggy. Like, we don't know exactly where it is, but I think 100% that's the spot right there is where he wrote the letter to Peggy. Why else would he include that in the chapter Flywater, the final place?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not trying to derail here, but wasn't the original note not written to Peggy? It just said you, and then it changed to Peggy?
The original one was you were there somewhere waiting for me, and then when he changed it to TTOTC, it said Peggy was somewhere waiting for me.
Yeah. Where he's got a couple of U's.
Is Peggy all the U's in the Thrill of the Chase poem then? Like, if you are brave and in the wood, he's talking to Peggy?
Yeah, Peggy's brave and in the wood.
Hey, I'm just saying. Fenn's a master of the double entendres, the double meanings, and a little bit of humor thrown in too.
Well, it just shows too.
I think Fenn would have loved that one.
Throw Peggy in the back of the pickup truck, grab a beer and a sandwich, and head on out to the Rocky Mountains.
If you were to compare the originals, can you guys hear me?
Sorry, yes, now I do. Sorry, I was talking over you there.
I could hear you, Indy.
Can you?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You assholes. Try talking, you're just like blah, 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 blah. No, I'm saying if you compared the original story he wrote on Bozeman Daily Chronicle, the original story, he doesn't talk about writing the letter to Peggy. It's not until the chapter in TTOTC that he talks about writing a letter to Peggy. So the original version is just him ranting, right? And then the end, he's like, you were there somewhere waiting for me, because that was the letter. That was a piece of the letter.
Oh, you know what? There was a PS in that letter, wasn't there?
I don't think it was a PS.
Hold on. There's one thing you're right. Oh, here it is. Hold
Copper
on.
Dan says, Candy, you're the queen of talking over me. Only when you're defending Jack.
Yeah, no, Forrest, he signs it, love, Forrest Fenn, and then PS.
Smoke weed every day.
That's not even what time is it. Yeah, Miriam's bringing up my dreaded haunt, but she's right. So I've known this forever. The original version says those places on the fire hole, which to this day I still don't know what the heck to do with that. I really don't.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So who is lying where? I just feel like if Jack is lying about, and it's not lying about 9 Mile Hole, because we only found out about 9 Mile Hole and Jack by researching. He's never once said it. So it's like I don't even understand where people are going at this point. It's so crazy to me. And we could chase for the rest of our lives, and it could just be the same answer, which is we're never going to know. And that's the worst part that I could imagine. We're never going to know.
People want to.
Can I just say something really quick?
What?
Copper Dan in chat says, "Oh, it's on, Candy," and so I responded with, "It's already been rotten." Come on, bring it on.
Bring it on 2, right? No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's bring it on.
I got it, Candy.
Thank you. Just having a little fun. So yeah,
I'm gonna get a drink beer and just talk and fill up space.
Hungry.
So,
Hey, Boo, do we have
I'm trying to think of what we can do to get Christy to come on here and just bury the hatchet. You know, I got Christy and Susie to bury the hatchet in my chat the other day.
You what?
It worked. I got them to bury the hatchet. You know, the last time I went live,
after they were fighting in our chat or previously?
Yeah. So after they were fighting and all that crap went down, and you were upset, she was upset, everyone was upset. I got Christy. I think it was the same night or same day you and Ben went live the first time. So later that night, I was live, and that was when I was crying on stream, and everyone's like, "Oh, Candy's crying. What the fuck did you do?" And I was like, "Oh God, whatever. I just want everyone to get along, right?" So Christy was in my chat, Susie was on my Zoom, and I was like, "Look, it's time to just bury the hatchet." I told Susie, I'm like, say nice things and the reason why you became friends with Christy to begin with, and then Christy, you do the same. So they were doing that, and they like actually buried the hatchet. And then I was like, okay, now let's try and get Ben and Ashley on here. And then Christy was like, nope, and she like zipped, and I was like, what the fuck? So got one thing down.
Obviously, I am the worst.
You are not the worst.
I have an announcement today. I have an announcement about an announcement.
Oh no.
World Series of Fenn announcement incoming. Going live until it does.
What?
That's
We're
your
going live until the announcement has been. Yeah. It's the announcement.
Oh dear God, you're gonna be dead by the time you get to Vegas. Like you're gonna have no sleep.
What are you talking about? This announcement's happening today.
When is it coming?
We don't know.
So you're just gonna be live all day?
Just
fucking waiting until 2:00 at night?
No.
You know what? One of the announcements I think happened.
What I did last time. I'm gonna have other people on the panel and just walk away from the stream.
Have you guys noticed though? So like, I think it's possible one of the announcements, and it might be the one for tonight, might be alluding to Christy and Mike doing like a big treasure hunt, because they've been alluding to that for a while. And I think their reaction when not that many people signed up for their little hunt that they just did, I think that kind of makes it seem like maybe that's part of the announcement.
I'm kind of like having fun mocking the announcement by doing this, by the way. I don't know if that joke is resonating or translating.
Forest Frenzy's in chat.
Forest Frenzy, whatever. Hi, Forest Frenzy.
Forest Frenzy is not anybody. Okay, just so you guys.
Why do you guys get all excited about Forest Frenzy?
Not anybody important.
Yeah, he's not anybody.
He's someone. He's definitely somebody.
Well,
You guys crack me up.
But not Jack or Shiloh or God.
Oh God.
If Jack is in this chat right now, he's cowering under his blankies right now, looking at his checking account to make sure that he's not overdrawn.
Ooh, that's mean.
Yeah, it is mean. You know what? He ruined a lot of people's lives by being a stingy coward that needed to save money on taxes after winning the goddamn lottery. So sorry. I have no empathy for that man. Sorry, Jack. I used to be on your side. And you know what? My empathy changed because I was Team Jack. Like, good job, man. You found it. You did it. You're awesome. If 2019 or earlier is the truth, there's no going back in my mind. Like, that is so horribly played. It's like the worst friendship I've ever seen in my life.
It did start to seem like it was more of a lottery ticket with this last set of information we have here. A fallen tree with a blaze that's no longer recognizable.
Grid search.
A grid search, an area that's popular. You're not the only person to search this area. And by the way, neither was the lead searcher, whoever she may be. who obviously is Marty, right? But let's be realistic here. A lot of people search that area over the years. So for it to become basically a lot, and the implication being it's a very simple poem solve. There's not much to it. And if you've been wise, solved clues 1 through 8, and then found the blaze, meaning you found the random fucking tree, then take the chest. The blaze, the blaze being a lottery ticket makes it a fucking lottery. Like, yeah, okay, great. You found the area. Now, good luck finding it.
He didn't even find the blaze. He found the chest first. Isn't that right?
So with that, okay, yeah, it's a lottery ticket win. Again, that alone doesn't mean he owes anything.
Of course not. He doesn't owe us anything. Yep.
But he does. He put himself into it, and when he put himself into it, he lied. We caught him in those lies. He put out the persona that he solved this great treasure hunt quest, and you needed to be an English major, and
with no help from anyone, no collaboration.
No help. It was a personal quest. Bullshit. You were fucking interacting with everybody. We have that at least proved. Like, come on. Like, we caught you at the game. So just go. I don't want to say where it was because I don't want to lose anything financial. Sorry, guys. What do you think? It's pretty much the obvious, but I'm never going to say that. And then that's it.
Now we've pried that out of him so much. I don't care what he says anymore.
And now have Miriam, I don't believe him.
Yeah. Miriam has a good point. She says emailed Fenn to ask him if it was his treasure. That makes me think what he found wasn't the real one, honestly.
Yeah, that's a different conspiracy there. But
yeah, I don't know what that means. Is that Jack's meticulous way of transfer of ownership before he drives the chest down to see Fenn to make sure on that drive that he has proper ownership of the chest should he get pulled over? I mean, if he's thinking that deep about it, that could easily be what that is. He confirms transfer of ownership with confirming it is Forrest Fenn's property, because in the interim, and I actually posted about this somewhere on Reddit, what happens if you get the chest, but there's an interim lag period between the time you take the chest from wherever it was to the time you get back to Fenn? If you get pulled over, you're fucked.
You could lose it, 100%.
Unless there's a now it could still get confiscated, but if you've proven a transfer of ownership through emails and you have that proof, you could keep it. You probably will keep it, or at the very least, probably will win in court. That's what he did that for, I think.
And before the chest was found, Forrest said, just turn it into the park superintendent. Then they have an obligation to contact Forrest Fenn to say, are you the rightful owner of this chest? It's all good. Then, he might still get taxed and all that stuff, but
but you know what I bet? You know what I bet he had waiting in case that happened, because he said he thought of everything. And he did have the gift tax ready for the finder. The finder just happened to be Jack, who planned something else with Puerto Rico instead. Yeah. But Fenn had an answer for the tax solution. I could easily see Fenn having a solution for, hey, okay, so you did exactly, you abided by the law, so you're now not in trouble. They didn't give it back to me, so that's my punishment. So here's a $2 million check. Spend wisely.
Yeah, totally would see that, Fenn doing that. But again, Jack didn't choose any of those routes. Instead, it's like his bed is lying. I'm just going to lie to everyone about everything and try to save money.
Which then gets you to the implications of why are you handling everything from the moment you solve this quest in a shady way? Is it because you obtained this information in a shady way too? So you had to do it this way?
Yep.
I mean, that's the question you're left asking, because Jack himself won't come out and say anything.
Yep. And then even Forrest's demeanor, like India was alluding to earlier, like when that,
completely agree with you.
She'd tear up the countryside if she knew she was that close. Like, that's a whole different mindset than saying, congratulations, finder, just keep your mouth shut. Like, it's totally different. And I don't know if that's Forrest's, his demeanor was changing, and like everything just.
I think that was Forrest venting what he had told Jack through whatever means he could, so that he could make the statement. I never met the finder. I don't think he said I never communicated with the finder. I think what we could learn if we ever got those emails is that Jack and Forrest were emailing probably more than we thought, or through the lawyers or something. And Jack
I think they were doing it through multiple burner emails.
Sure, possibly. and Fenn suggests that to Dale and Cynthia, and that's my overall point of, I feel like the venting that Fenn is doing to Dale and Cynthia is completely indicative of the conversations he's having with the actual finder. Just take it and shut up, man. You're fine. I understand your fucking issues. Just take it and shut up and you'll be fine. And he won't do it. And so Fenn then just says, he could just take it and shut up. He'll be fine. Like, he's venting that to Cynthia and Dale without telling Cynthia and Dale it's been found in a strange way. He's doing it. He is so close to the red line of admitting in this video because he needs to. He needs to he needs to vent about this to somebody. His chase has been hijacked. Is that crazy karma because of our crazy conspiracy theory that he hijacked the plane as DB Cooper in a way that nobody got hurt? I don't know. That'd be a crazy turn and twist of fate. Maybe that's why Shiloh said, DB Cooper, that's an interesting story, because the DB Cooper story is a hijacking, and unrelated to DB is Forrest Fenn. But what Jack did was hijacked his grandfather's chase. And that's why Shiloh thinks it's interesting. I just brought up a point that hurts us, Alan.
No, I understand that.
But I think it's a logical thing I'm coming to right now. Is that why Shiloh says that's an interesting story? Because in Shiloh's eyes, and he and his granddad talked about it and probably called it, yeah, Jack hijacked the fucking chase. And that's why Jack's email address translates to hijackedcash@gmail.com.
I want to think it says Jack hid cash.
I wanted to think it said Jack hid cash too, but is Jack just throwing it in the face that he actually hijacked the damn thing?
Yeah, that's the sad part, because he's just been trailing Marty the entire time. He even says it in the Reddit.
All of a sudden, hijackedcash@gmail.com makes a lot more sense. And all of a sudden, the Shiloh comment on DB Cooper, now that's a funny story, now all of a sudden makes a lot of sense too.
Yeah, and I was thinking about this today with Diggin' Gypsy being the lead searcher. She'd tear up the countryside, like Diggin' Gypsy.
She was everywhere.
Would tear up the countryside. Literally, her name.
Well, I think it meant that more in a fit of rage of like, motherfucker, I was that close. Yeah. And then sprint back to the site and get on hands and knees and I'm going to find this motherfucker. You know what I mean? I think that was the vibe he was pushing that would happen.
I think one thing that we're all forgetting to do, because at least I try and do it sometimes, is when Forrest says someone was X amount of feet from the chest, right? We got gaudy shorts, we got Cynthia now, apparently, we've got Dale, we've got Stephanie. Where have they all been in the same spot?
Well, you named 3 people that have searched everywhere on the planet.
I think 4 people.
Yes. Oh, 4. Dig it.
Yeah. But like Stephanie's one of them, Dale's one of them, because they were the original OG searchers. And that's why in the Reddit account, the Condor 2 is saying, I don't care about anyone else's searches. I just want to see where the OG 2013, 2014 searches happened. Because he was looking for the 500-footer, which was Marty. So I just think maybe we should keep that in mind as well.
Keep it in mind. I'm trying to delete everything out of my mind at this point, and it's not walking away. It's just like, what are we solving? Because even let's say you 100% identify Diggin' Gypsy, lead searcher. That's who Fenn was referring to. What do you win? What do you win because of that? It's like nothing. And it's fun to do because research is research, and what else do we have to talk about? But it brings me back to my notes, which is we're just going to keep doing this forever until the truth comes out. If the truth never comes out, then we're just going to keep doing this. And I hope it ends in more positivity than negativity. I hope it builds more friendships than breaks them. Because right now we're all on the same frustration level. Some people handle it better than others. I had beer. I'm having a beer.
Beer. I'm making more banners as we do this.
Yeah, you see, you're doing your own YouTube channel. You're doing your thing. That's great. That's perfect. It's exactly.
I'm making a banner for Gigi.
Sorry, guys. I'm checking something real quick. Unrelated to the chase.
What? How dare you?
It's about Joe Rogan.
Oh.
How dare ye?
I'm defending him.
I'm gonna give her little mud hut.
So, Indy, are you staying with Mindy, or are you just kind of traveling with her, or what?
For Scotland or for Vegas?
Oh, sorry, Vegas. Vegas.
Oh, yeah, we're staying at the presidential suite at the Waldorf Astoria.
Waldorf. Okay, I didn't know if you were staying with her, if you're just gonna meet up with her.
No, we're staying with her. It's
Cool.
me, and I'm bringing Deeja's sister with me.
Yeah, and it's even fun. Like even her, like she was playing Fortnite, and I don't think anyone cares about Fortnite. But I jumped in.
I hate Fortnite.
I love
Don't
Fortnite.
get me started. You love
Yeah.
Fortnite?
Love
You're
Fortnite.
a heathen. You're a heathen.
That's
She's
fine.
a gamer,
You're not coming
dude.
to WSOF, man.
Oh my god, that's fighting words. That's rude.
But my point about that whole thing is that I jumped onto Fortnite with Mindy, who I'd never even spoken to in my entire life. And she's like, I think Alan's one of the guys that hates me from the Forest Fenn community. I'm like, what? Like, what? I don't even know where that came from. But again, it brings me back to
who
my
said
point.
that?
This was probably a month ago or 2 months ago. Mindy said it. She might have had me mistaken for someone else. But the point is that everyone thinks everyone else hates each other for different reasons. And that's weird to me because it's wrong oftentimes, just flat out wrong.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's warranted, sometimes it's not. But it's just that the chase breeds that kind of competition and conspiracies, and it's weird. It's a weird.
But that's fine during a chase. I found all the drama during the chase, the conspiracies during the chase, all the even what I would call wishful thinking, which is what I would do, where you go, you watch like a National Treasure, and you're like, okay, that's what this is going to be. Like you get all of that is fine during a chase because there's no answers yet, there's no ending yet, anything is possible. But once it's quote unquote over, or you think we're at the fake ending and there's a new thing coming, there a lot of that is unnecessary anymore. Specifically, the secret part. There should be nobody having secrets. The people who are questioning the end of the chase shouldn't have secrets because they should want full flow of information and discourse to figure out if there's a conspiracy. And the people saying there's no conspiracy should want a full flux of information because there is no conspiracy. But it seems to be that we still have secrets on both sides. The people trying to find if there's a conspiracy and the people saying there is not a conspiracy. There are secrets happening still after a find, and it makes no sense.
Yep. And again, back to my notes. Like it's the same notes I wrote. Secret hints versus those who don't have the secret hints. And yes, I don't think Cynthia's video.
But it's not about those who. Sorry, I have to cut in and maybe tell me I'm wrong here. But I'm saying it's not about those who have it versus those who don't. It's about the topic of those secret hints and the knowledge of and versus not knowledge of. I don't give a fuck who the who's are in those instances, right?
No, I'm agreeing with you 100%.
Okay.
Because the Cynthia video that I just watched, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I didn't know Forrest was so upset. That's what I took away. I didn't know Forrest was so upset. But other people took away other things like, how did you keep this from us for so long? Well, she didn't care. It meant nothing to her.
That's silly shit. I mean, it's okay to like say it once out loud or whatever, but like I've seen consistent like holding on to that, and it's just like they put it out. What do you want? They not put it out?
She didn't care about it 2 years ago, and then she published it.
It begs someone like me to go, okay, great. So there's 45 other minutes. You don't want to release it because it has personal information on other people. Great. Do what the CIA does. Retract and trim out those segments. Leave the rest.
Yeah.
Simple.
And I agree with that too. Because then, I'm like, where's the rest? And how many others audio recordings have I not heard? But I just want to soak it all in. It's not because I want to go after Cynthia or Dal for withholding.
And on the flip side, let me defend you and the community a little and my point of view a little bit too. You understand the treasure hunting community you're getting yourself involved in, whether that's 2012, 2016, 2020. And if you're going to be someone who's at the very least someone who's talking their thoughts out on YouTube, you should expect what comes with it. And if you're going to be someone who has had a history or a past, at least, of disseminating information, valid, factual information, then you should expect follow-up when you do said things, because that's what happens when you give information. And so when you give information and you give that information and say, yeah, there's more to it, but I'm leaving that all, I'm never releasing that for a noble cause, fine. But you should expect that same treasure hunting community, trust very, or not trust, but know very well, they're going to follow up and ask questions. If you didn't want the follow-up to ask questions, just don't even release anything at all. Like, just stick to what you were doing. Just, you have your closure, move on.
Yep. But that's where Cynthia is in a lose-lose situation.
She's totally in a lose-lose situation. She is.
Closest to Forrest. We want to know everything that she knows. But as soon as she releases what she knows, she's like in trouble for knowing what she knows. It's just...
And I've been guilty of doing that to her. And I apologize for that, because eventually you got to realize that's just wrong. It's not her fault.
Yep.
She played a good game. She
No,
played a better game than most of us.
If she found the chest and was in cohort, with Jack, and that's not
unless Forrest purposely gave her a clue, then I go bullshit. If he fucked up and she caught it, nope. Game on. Well played. Cynthia wins. And I'm not even saying that's what Cynthia was doing. I think there was a genuine friendship and bond between her and Forrest that grew from that. But I think, and I'd say this to her face, I hope to say it to her face over a drink. What started you, though? We all wanted to hang out and have a beer with the guy, but come on. We were all thinking the same thing. Maybe he'll give us a hint. That's why we emailed him. We just did it from a distance. The lazy way to try to get a hint was to email the man. The smarter way to try to get a hint would be to develop a bond over that email and see if you get invited over to his house. The even smarter way would be to do, and you wind up at Cynthia. She played a very good game, and I had a tantrum about how well of a game she played, calling her a snake. I fucking was wrong, and I told her I was wrong, and I apologized until I was embarrassed about that. And I offered her a drink that hopefully I get to fulfill in 48 hours.
Yep. And I'll say Dow's in the same boat. He's also been accused of, knowing too much, which is a weird phrase to say, but he also hates Jack. And I don't know if anyone's going to disagree with me. Dow does not seem to like Jack at all. That's weird to me.
Totally agree.
I've never heard. You asked me why?
Yeah, but why does he hate Jack?
No, that's why I'm throwing this out into the ether for you guys to consume, because Jack called him a jerk. I think he called him, a son of a bitch. I'm not sure, but definitely called him a jerk.
Wait, what?
Jack called Dale a jerk?
No, Dale called Jack a jerk. Actually, he called him Jack.
Is he calling him a jerk? Is he calling him a jerk like you and I call him a jerk for not giving everybody the closure that this chase overall was promised?
It was so early that I'm assuming that's what that is.
Yeah.
But it was so early that how did he just jump to that conclusion? I'm talking about Amy Seek's channel a year ago. Dale said Jack the jerk. How did he already think Jack was a jerk? That early? It was not right after the fine, but it was. And again, I don't know. People just don't like other people. Sorry, I'm just thinking out loud here, but.
No, think out loud. That's what this is for.
Yeah. But there are things that are terribly wrong with the ending of this chase. And because of that, all we have left to do is pick it apart, which usually leads to arguments, which leads to fighting. So I think someone in the chat earlier said, we don't have to fight. We just get along. Yeah, we get along. As soon as Jack tells us where he found it, then good. It's going to be getting along. Great.
Right. I'm not laughing at you. I'm sorry. I'm laughing at something in chat. Don't worry. I'm still listening.
All good.
I think I'm going to do this where I pull a comment from chat, and that'll be the topic that's on deck. I like it. So I don't forget it. It's there. When whatever we're talking about dies down, then I'll put it in as a new topic. So Bavetta says, so how early could Jack have found it? Could it possibly have been in 2018? I think not. Fuck, maybe. I don't know. No. I don't think. I think Jack somehow got confirmation that his search area was 99% the correct spot. And from 2018 on, knew never to leave whatever that spot was that he determined at some point in 2018. Doesn't have to be the beginning of 2018. It might have been in October or whatever. But at some point in 2018, he got confirmation, oh, this is it. And he was planning on spending all of 2019, however long it took, to just stay there till he got it. And then in 2019 got it. Now, it seems like Cynthia was alluding to the October 2019 find. I still stand behind something very strange happened in April of 2019. And we have an auction website that says August of 2019. I think that's almost on purpose. And it would lead me to believe that a strange trip to Hell's Half Acre, in addition to all these shenanigans, means something happened April 2019. After he got 100% confirmation, it didn't take him long to either find the next piece of the puzzle in this venture. Maybe there was still something you had to find. Maybe there's still like a quest treasure hunt portion to this that we just can't know about because of the Yellowstone implications. Maybe something sent him to Hell's Half Acre and he had to pick up a fucking envelope that is a copy of Forrest's letter to Peggy, and it was stuffed in an envelope under a lockbox somewhere at Hell's Half Acre. And Jack, by seeing that, goes, "Oh, I get that. This is it. It's at fucking 7 Mile Bridge or whatever." And they go immediately back to Yellowstone. I think that's what happened. I think all signs point still to April 2019. Sorry, long-winded way. Am I wrong? I mean, am I grotesquely wrong, or am I making sense?
Well, I'm laughing because I have made something for Gigi.
What, Alan?
I was going to say you made sense to me.
Okay.
But Indy might have a different, when Indy's talking about like multiple chests and things like that, I can't. It's hard to do the whole Jack thing when Indy might say there's multiple chests and there's multiple chases and all that. So it's hard to do both at the same time.
Right.
But I get annoyed. I get annoyed easily, even with I have 4 kids. One of them's right behind me. The whole Jack confirmation bias video, calling into AGK and saying people have problems with confirmation bias and all that. But he sat in the same
confirmation bias
for 26 days.
Yeah, that's the definition of confirmation bias. It's the very
100%.
definition.
So
and
even the one thing we know have documented, like with AGK calling into Toby, telling people they have confirmation bias problems. And then we learn the story, which has confirmation bias problems, and that's how we solved it.
Which, by the way, I think there's an allusion to also confirmation bias in popular search areas. So it almost implied he was almost in, like, I think maybe I got to go back and re-listen to it, but the implication to me felt like people keep going to the same popular search spots because of their confirmation bias, just as they go to the random spots that Forrest never intended because of their confirmation bias. But like, seemed like he was knocking both. Again, at this time, we now know, or at least we know, we're closer to knowing that he's putting on a show in June of 2019. Why is he putting on a show? Why has he chosen now of June of 2019 to out himself to the YouTube community as Jack from Philadelphia? Why does he do that?
It's strange. It is so strange to me.
Number one question what's the number one question, that a logical question to the finder of the chest? Why did you? Sorry, for me it would be, why did you put out a video that in any way, shape, or form would help the search community when the chase is still going on and you're still looking for the chest?
I don't have that answer.
Not Jack of all people.
Yeah.
I'm not talking like if K-Pro put out a video about confirmation bias, or if Toby and Shelly put out a confirmation bias video. We're talking about the guy who knows he's at the right spot because he's not leaving it, and yet he's putting out a video to try to help the community get away from their wrong solves.
Yep.
He was playing a game of some kind, and now that we know he lied about April 2019, now that we know Forrest is confirming to Cynthia that he found it at least in October 2019 and did the whole Puerto Rico thing. Okay, well, if Puerto Rico's confirmed, if finding it in 2019 has now been confirmed, what bad information have I given you guys?
None.
I don't think I've said that once. I don't think I've tried to pat myself on that back once. I'll do it now. Everything is turning out to be true.
Yep. I agree with you. And that's actually what makes me think I don't trust Jack. So I don't trust what he says. And if I don't trust Jack and he's the known finder, I don't trust the chase. I don't trust any of it. And I hate saying that because it's ridiculous. I'm not going to go down like crazy conspiracy theories. Like, yes, I'm a DB Cooper guy, whatever. Like, put that to the side. I'm just saying, like, are we just supposed to believe that this happened and then just go away? Like, everyone just goes away. And, for the Forrest Fenn estate, I hope that happens. I hope they don't get bugged anymore. Other than that, this is a chase that people dedicated their lives to. Oftentimes work days, work hours, long nights, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of hours of research, like, which is all great, and again, thank you Forrest Fenn for letting us do that. Like, but if it's all a lie, like I can't get over that fact. I just can't. So I need the truth. And until I have the truth, it's going to be the same story for me every single day, which is frustrating.
Have we had an announcement from World Series? Are they drunk yet?
Oh my God, poor Ben.
It's 1:45 in the afternoon. Now, there are people.
I think
with
people
jobs.
aren't getting there. 3.
Yeah, I should check stories.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's people with jobs, so I would assume maybe not too many shenanigans until 4 or 5 at night, or even the evening. But I know people were arriving early in the morning as well, especially to get away from storms. Good thing you guys got out of there. So I'm wondering if, like, what time that meetup was. Oh, didn't she post? Are we back in the K-Pro group or are we not? I don't even know. But can someone? I think maybe she posted like about or at least I assume she would, about the little event they're doing today. She probably posted the time.
It's not fair. I'm still banned.
Depending on the time, like if she says they're not doing the event till like 7 p.m., then yeah, all right, we'll cut the stream off at like in like a couple hours, and then we'll go back live maybe, or we'll see. But I'm not going to give up on this quest to bury the hatchet. This is the only way I know how to at this point.
Yeah, but what if that hatchet takes 10 years to bury? Where are we going to be?
No. I mean, I'm trying to do this for the betterment of World Series of Fenn.
That
I don't
hatchet.
want the community split. Yeah, I don't want the community split. Like, I have, and Ashley has her feelings, and we both agree in unity on our thoughts. And yeah, lost a friend, sure, but like that doesn't mean people can't clean slates and have a different kind of new friendship or something. But we can certainly bury a fucking hatchet. But when you're getting stonewalled and ghosted in your means of communication and then banned from their group, what else are you supposed to do? I'm not going to go there and have it be awkward, dude. I hate that shit. I mean, like, imagine if this happened right before we went to fucking Reno. I don't think the K-Pro would have gone, but like,
wouldn't have happened.
What, am I going to sit at a different table at that restaurant when we're all having a beer talking about it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
But that's what I'm telling you. It wouldn't have happened. That's not even possible. So, anyways.
Okay, so here we go from Trey. For those in Vegas early, 6 p.m.-ish. Okay, yeah. So then we'll stop this stream in like an hour or so, or whatever, at a normal time, whenever I was going to do that, and maybe we'll go back on live after. It depends on what it is. I mean, who knows? Do their little 5 wings and a shot of Jack Daniels. Those wings are pretty good, or at least they were 10 years ago. I think they had that same deal: 5 wings and a shot of Jack. I think it was like 5 wings, a shot of Jack, and a beer if you were a local for like $5 or something like that. Anyway. I don't know. We're not doing call-ins, good listener.
Yep.
I'm not doing that. I'm trying to we're keeping the lines clear for if Mike or K-Pro want to somehow come in and like explain to Ashley why we were thrown into the trash. I'll take that conversation, but that's it.
Oopsies.
Well,
I don't mean to include Mike in that, but maybe Mike just wants to talk. That's what I mean. Like, I fucking hope Mike still wants to have a beer with me.
Well, I'm going to chime in. I'm going to chime in. Only have meeting K-Pro in my life and never Mike. Mike seems like absolute zero drama. Like, even if
no drama for that mama.
Even if K-Pro doesn't like Ashley, I'm making this up. If K-Pro doesn't like Ashley, it doesn't matter to Mike. It's like, deal with your own things. So no matter what, Mike is, I think, chill as ice. But I also feel the K-Pro is the same way. Like, if you guys show up, like, why not a hug? And like,
well, listen. maybe I'm being too presumptuous, because on their last stream or something, they're like, save the drama. We don't want the drama. All good stuff.
Of course not. Yep.
That's
no
one thing, and I understand it to say on their stream, fine. But me, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, it's me, the person affected, is being completely ignored and ghosted, and previous communication was being gaslit and acting like nothing was going on for the second before I go on my stream at noon. So there's lots of things that need to be at least explained. And I'm not calling for apologies, but I'm calling for a beer, a handshake, and an explanation and a talk. I am for that.
What you just said right there is, I think, the perfect answer. A beer, a handshake, a talk, and a shot. I swear to gosh, you guys, I wish I was going. Like, you're afraid of drama. I wish I was, gosh darn, going right now. I wish I was on a plane flying there with you guys.
Yeah, I wish you were going too, dude.
Yeah, but I'm saying you're going to have fun. And I think if you could just tuck it away, I'm not saying dismiss it. I'm not saying ignore it. No.
Right.
So, anyways.
But I mean, whatever. The problem is there could be how do I put this? There could just be fundamental disagreements that can't be fixed.
Hey, that's too thorough.
I know.
You're talking about like life and death there.
No, not life and death. But I mean, for instance, we're not gonna not act. Nothing that Ashley did. It's bringing all that stuff. It's just that. If there was 1% that I thought was done wrong, I would atone for that 1%. There's literally not even 1% that I feel was wrong. Usually there is on most situations. This is one where it's like, okay, no, 0. Everything after, sure, 50-50. It's tit for tat. Takes 2 to tango. But that night, absolutely not.
Let me just chime in and say that had you felt I did anything, you would have told me.
100%. That's how we are.
I would have told you.
Something you would have told me. Exactly.
Yeah.
Again, actually, I'm not trying to again dismiss or discount anything. I wasn't even in the chat. Whatever night or day that even happened, but it just sucks. I don't know. It sucks to see arguments when there's already arguments, and this whole thing sucks. So on top of that,
here's the other thing, and this is like a comment I'd want to ask Rudy about in person. But like, the longer I've known the Solve, the better adjusted I've had to seeing the poem is well crafted. What Solve? Have you seen a Solve? Because I haven't seen a Solve. I've seen 9 Mile Hole, and I agree with it, but I haven't seen Clue 1, Clue 2, Clue 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is this the meaning behind us? That the story behind the hint in the book was that. I haven't seen any kind of Solve. What are we talking about?
And on top of that,
this is what Susie's talking about.
And on top of that, Forrest Fenn said that some people got within, saw the first 2 clues and got within 200 feet. Okay, then the other 7 clues are worthless. It's not well crafted. Jack didn't even solve the last clue because he didn't even know where the blaze was. So,
and maybe all Rudy means is like what Britt is saying. It's straightforward, and that's all Rudy is implying.
Straightforward, that could be totally fine.
But we've all known that. That's not knowing the Solve. It's just it's the words, I guess, that we all just jump on in this community. I'm guilty of it. Yep. Rudy's guilty of it. Alan, you're guilty of it. I'm sure Ashley probably not, because she hasn't
100%
forum stuff. But yeah, we'll jump on each other for our own words. Hopefully, though, that makes us better for choosing better words next time. And if that's the outcome, good. It's for the betterment of the community, as long as we're not making it personal. So I don't know, Rudy. I just feel like, do you know the Solve? Because like, I don't know the Solve.
Well, I'm also seeing a lot of like if Jack said, or not Jack, if Condor 2 was in anywhere near the Lamar Valley, I would have a whole different mindset right now. I'd be like cheerleading, pom-pomming, it doesn't matter. But because it's 9 Mile Hole, the people that were in that area are going to say, no, everything's fine. Everything is totally fine because I thought this, period. So, and that's a lot of people. There was a lot of people in the 9 Mile Hole, even Madison Junction. So anyone in that vicinity automatically, in my mind, are assuming that they were kind of right.
And Rudy, it's that kind of response is why I just would rather do this in person. Like, we're gonna have a fun conversation, like a good fun conversation. Yep. I hope you drink.
And Rudy's awesome, by the way. Rudy had that
Rudy knows what I don't like, and I'm sure Rudy doesn't like shit about me. So, but I think he's the type, and I think I'm the type where that won't fucking matter. We're gonna have a beer and have fun.
I'm pretty sure Rudy hates me.
What? Rudy's not hate anyone.
Rudy doesn't hate you.
Yeah, I could sense it.
Oh, he does not.
Rudy, tell Ashley you don't hate her.
Yeah, he doesn't like me at all.
Rudy's like
it's okay.
And smart.
I'm not everybody's favorite.
Steve is throwing out DCM entity. Listen, DCM Indy gracefully was saying through more research and collaborating that we understood the meaning behind that DCM. There was ownership of that. Entity, there was ownership of. Again, I stand behind what K-Pro and I were reporting. It was truth. We all know who Entity was. We all know their feeble attempt at trying to. I'm still mad. I'm them. If they want to bury the hatchet, World Series of Fenn, sure, buy me a drink. Because Entity spoke a lot worse about me behind the scenes than K-Pro ever has. So K-Pro never really has. I mean, unless I don't know about it. But
does anybody need toys or small boy clothes?
Jesus Christ. I
really need to get rid of a lot of my shit.
Yeah, does anyone need small boys? Because I'll give you.
Anyone looking to adopt?
I have some of those too. I just had a full-on conversation with one of mine, and I was like, "Ah!"
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, now we hear you.
Yes.
Oh my God! Hold on a second. So, Ryan needs to get on the show right now.
Why?
Because he got a freaking civil register description of Skippy's death from Cozumel right now.
All right, fine. Why not? Fuck it.
We...
Hey, it's case related. It's content. It's about Skippy. Why would we say no to that? For a little bit.
Hold on. I can't hear you. I'm trying to like multitask. What'd you say?
Give him the link.
For some reason, I barely hear you.
I could hear you plenty.
Sorry. I think that's Alan Hers for shut up.
No. I'm saying I could hear you loud and clear, so I'm not sure why our audio is not.
Indy, I swear to God, I hate to say this to you, but we call it like it is here. I swear that you always have a delay. It's not your fault, but I think half the time you think you're not being heard or people are talking over you. I truly believe there's some fucked up shit happening with like a delay.
Probably.
I've like looked back at these streams just for other reasons and like not mine, but like everyone's, and like there's a delay. There really is. And like I can see you getting mad. Like no one's fucking listening to me. I'm like, they can't fucking hear you, dude.
You dicks. Does anyone have a picture of Susie?
Yeah, my bedroom wall.
I'm trying to do.
Does what Bavetta has? Is it depressing?
That just went by.
It shows that Skippy did die in Cozumel.
Okay, but like we knew that already.
Yeah, but it shows like it actually happened. Like there's proof of it.
I mean, it's always good to confirm a Fenn story, but I didn't think that was one of the more controversial ones. If I guess some people wondered if Skippy really died in Cozumel. I guess that's good to prove. Just like some people don't think Fenn really had cancer. I bet there's proof out there somewhere that he did, but that's medical records. So, you know, I always wondered, did Fenn really have cancer, or did he change the timeline of the cancer? Because it's like, who's going to double check that, right? If you're going to tell me the treasure hunt has 15% embellishment or lies, and you're not going to tell me which part, okay, I guess I'm allowed to question all of it then, aren't I? Is that the game we're playing? Especially when you don't tell me what the game is, really. I mean, you told me the game is the poem, but you gave it to me in a book full of 15% lies. So what the fuck? I guess I'm getting into more overall Fenn theory here, but like, yeah. I don't think anybody was wrong to ever question a single thing Forrest Fenn said, and I don't think I think in the heart of hearts of Forrest, I don't think I think he understood why people would question anything. I think he would commend that to an extent. Now, when he tells you repeatedly something's the truth, and it, you know, is like frustrated or whatever that Forrest Fenn looks like when he's that, you know, at that point believe. But I think, you know, a first kind of just follow-up question on some of this. Shouldn't Fenn himself have been like the kind of guy who would invite that? I don't know. Bavetta is watching kids, so he can't. Yeah, all good, man. BRB, okay. We got. Oh, I thought so. I saw a little comment from PJ. I just sent it to you, man. I'm excited for Vegas still, but now, like again, like I don't know what to do. My Friday is easy. We're landing. It's gonna be early in the morning. We probably can't even check into the room yet. So, Ashley and I will go get breakfast / lunch and drinks and get nice and sauced up. It'll be noon or 1 by the time we're done with that, probably noonish. And then, I'll probably want to play poker. She's going to say she'll watch me and cheer me on from like whatever distance, can maybe even see the poker room so we can see each other. And then she'll just end up drinking and making friends at whatever bar she ends up at, I'm assuming. Waiting for Chase friends to come by and say hi. That's still the same, but like, okay, then what? I don't know what, I hate this fucking awkwardness. I hate it more than life itself.
Not much you can do, babe.
Yeah, except do this. I don't know. All I know is when I get drunk, I don't get angry. When I get drunk, I get me. It's just more me. I don't have a mood change. I just get more me. That just means louder and more Italian. That's what I turn into.
You definitely get louder.
Yeah, I get much louder when I'm drunk.
You get louder. It's so nice. You're just like, oh, Ashley, I just love you.
And I don't do that. Crazy. INFJ says I'm a 2 times cancer survivor. I can't see him lying about that. And that's what I would always tell myself at the end of that rabbit hole in my own brain. I would always go, maybe he'd lie about the dates of it to fuck around with this treasure hunt if cancer was like the focus of the treasure hunt solved. But I don't see him as just out and out lying about that. I absolutely believe his story about having cancer. Now, maybe he threw a sprinkle or two onto it. Like maybe he's saying that's when he decided to come up with this treasure hunt, but he really truly came up with this treasure hunt like 10 years prior to that too. I don't know. But the core to the story, I totally buy. Q says, just do use booze.
Are you guys
Lily,
they making fun of talk? Is that what they're doing?
Yeah, I think they're making fun of me, but just overall, and my love for you, Boo.
I love you too, Boo.
Yeah, like I'm with Luli on that one. Like Luli, come on, we're trying to bury hatchets. Like you should do the same. This is the point. This is why I say it's like this should be that come to Jesus moment for everybody, where it's just like, aren't we all kind of sick of that? Like including you, Luli. I think we are.
Can we all just get along?
Bavetta sent me the doc. All right. What in the world? Okay. All right. So.
And I can hear you.
Now, okay, yeah, anyway, all right. So why can't I open? Okay, I'm just gonna do this. Okay. All right.
Indy, do you have any laundry to do? Because I figure if me, you, and Ashley are all doing laundry, and Ben can just.
Oh, I did my laundry yesterday. I did a whole load of laundry for Vegas, and then after I washed it and dried it, I folded it and packed it in my new suitcase.
It must be nice for you people that just have to do laundry for a couple of people. Yourself, maybe 2 people, 3 people, 4 people even.
Laundry is like drinking water. It's nonstop.
It never ends.
Never ending.
So that says William
Big
Marvin Fenn right here. Sorry.
Weird writing.
Well, yeah, it is. What the fuck?
That's weird writing. That's a cursive combined.
Oh wait, did he send it?
Yeah. You know what's interesting here? This looks like it was done, in Spanish by whatever, kind of like notary authority is there, because there's the stamp there, right? But then it looks like there were blanks left. And the blanks were filled in, I think, by none other than yours truly, Mr. Forrest Fenn. No, I take that back, because look how they spelled Lily. L-Y-L-Y.
Do I see Washington, USA? What's that? 2 lines above.
I do see Washington, USA.
I can't read all that. That does look like Spanish. What is that? Enye? Is that an enye over that N?
Yeah, no, it's all written in Spanish cursive, except for the American names.
Donna Fenn?
Donna Fenn, Marvin Fenn, Washington. Lily Fenn is misspelled.
And there's some eraser marks too.
This is very strange.
Super strange.
William Marvin Fenn spelled out there. Temple, Texas, USA. So
why does it look like they struggled with the? Why does it look like they struggled with the capitalizations?
You know what? Because they're writing in English. Because it's whoever did this is writing in English. Look, professional. They're trying to say. Why does that say Seattle, USA?
Spelled wrong. Yeah, I mean, that's
so
it looks like 4 different people wrote this.
That's because that's where Skippy's from.
This looks like 4 different people wrote this letter.
It really does. I think it's a Spanish person writing in their native tongue in cursive, which is what they do, because it's the 50s, it's the 70s, and this is just they got good penmanship. But then when they're doing block lettering for English, like Houston, Texas, they struggle, almost kind of like Jack Stoof struggled with his signature.
Wait, okay, can I back up? And sorry, I stepped out of the room for the last 7 minutes. Are you telling me this is from Skippy Fenn? Because there's no way Skippy Fenn wrote this.
No. This is a document from the, I'm going to say, authorities in the area in which Skippy died. Look at the stamp here at the bottom. This is basically the record of his dying in Cozumel.
Man, when you zoom out, it looks like nice cursive, and then when you zoom in, you're like, that's shit.
Who's making noise right now?
Not me. It's Indy.
Okay, that wasn't Indy. Maybe it's Ashley. Need that. All right. Crazy. That's weird. I mean, it's cool. I just don't know what to make from it.
Huh.
Strange.
Very strange. Thanks, Pavetta.
I mean, strange is the wrong word. I mean, I guess the block lettering is weird. That for a second it looked like Forrest's handwriting, and then like the Lily is spelled wrong. So all that's explainable. Blah blah blah. Anyway, it proves he died in Cozumel. 50
my mind went right
years old. It proves he was 50 when he died too. Oh, look at this.
This is what you're gonna see sitting across from you at the poker table, brother.
Holy smokes!
How do you? What? Oh, that's not. You don't have a thing. That's legit. You just have a bandana and fucking sunglasses on. I thought you had one of those like filters on. I was like, can you do that on StreamYard?
Yeah. No, this is remember what Bobbitt looked like last year at World Series of Fenn?
I remember the picture now that you're referencing. Yeah.
I mean, covering the whole face, pocket aces. I'm all in. How are you fellas doing? Hey, Ashley. Hi, Indy. War Indy with a smile. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either. What's going on, man?
How you doing, Packer Jack?
Just got home. Excited about flying out to Vegas on Friday.
Heck yeah.
And, looking
no,
forward
that's not true. It's just Luli. It's yours. Your shit's so direct. Sorry, Packer Jack.
No, go ahead. It's your show.
Your shit's just so directed at it, and half the shit people agree with you on, Luli. It's the approach on it. We all whine in different ways. I'm with you on that, but there's just a little bit of a difference in approach. We never censor. I'm not going to censor you anyway. Keep going. Anyway, Packer Jack, you're up.
I was just thinking, if you go back to Jack's article on Medium, the actual article that he wrote on Medium, and you read the first paragraph, you just read it, and he never admits to when he actually found the chest. He only says he retrieved it on the 6th, and we all just kind of glossed over that at the time.
Yep, you pointed that out in the in the PDF, and it was like, wait a second, yeah, he's playing the wordsmanship game right away.
And what he also said in that to Ellen, your point is, he said where it had been the whole time. So I definitely think that was crafted, because there's no effing way Ben, Alan, me, Indy, if we actually found that thing, if we found it, there's no way you would leave it there.
No way.
No.
Ever.
Not a chance.
Ever.
So, Packer Jack, I'm sure you've said this countless times on different streams, but like, I know you go not back and forth, but like, you're not angry at Jack, but you want the truth. That's kind of where I am too. Like, we're.
Well, I'm not angry at anybody because I don't get angry. But
I know you don't. That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't get as annoyed as I get, but you want the truth.
As you guys know, Ben, as you remember, I've never blocked anybody on Facebook. So
That's right. That's right.
Even though somebody might have said I did, I don't know. But anyway, no, I'm not. I got to go back to the mindset, and there were a lot of unknowns. So we're working from looking in the rearview mirror, right? Hindsight's 2020. So if you find it, and let's just say it's August of 2019 or April of 2019. And you're thinking, holy crap, first of all, I'm worried about it being in Yellowstone and what the implications of that might be. Now I'm worried about, did Forrest figure this out? Because I got to know what my tax implications are going to be. And I've got to figure all this out. And if the best knowledge I have in August of 2019 is I can save $200,000 to $300,000 by getting a tax change status, and the guy, I'm getting in contact with Forrest, and he's telling me, just take it and don't worry about the IRS. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do anything illegal. And it turns into this unfortunate situation for both of them. I have great empathy for both of them. I have empathy for Forrest that this didn't end, Alan, like you're saying, where someone's like, woohoo, I found it, and I'll pay the taxes and put up with the S show, and I'm the winner. And Forrest gets to say, I'm sad that it ended, but it ended beautifully. Then we throw on top of, was Jack actually involved with the auction website and all of this stuff and all this crap that happened between, whether you want to say it's August or when Cynthia, that release of the recording that wasn't new when it came out last week. Cynthia said, I released it in July of 2020, but everybody was so focused on the chest had already been found at that time that everybody glossed over.
I didn't even know that part.
Yep. She said Dale had actually had it on his website, his first website. Yeah. No, not the whole thing. Dale had snippets of it on his first website, and then remember he took that website down and then came up with another one.
Right,
later.
but the snippets were the same snippets. Like somebody's gonna find that chest, but like there was no there was no snippet of this thing was found in October 2019 though.
So on the Facebook comments and Cynthia made the next day, she said, I actually released this portion of the video. I'm not gonna. She reiterated she's not gonna release all 40 minutes because Forrest says some things about searchers that, she didn't think would be appropriate to release. But this wasn't new. And I think a lot of people misconstrued it as this was something new that she and Dale had held on to this whole time. And it was like, no, Cynthia actually released that audio back in July of 2020. So, but the point, getting back to your point, Alan, is I have a lot of empathy for both Jack and Forrest because they got tangled into a web of deceit. And I think they were both trying to get to a finish line. And I think they ended up having, a very cordial meeting in Santa Fe with the pictures that were taken of the chest. But make no mistake about it, I don't think Jack is the type of personality that, wants to go out and do a book tour, and he just wants his money and he wants to keep selling Bitcoin or mining it and keep gaming other systems and be the guy that he is. He's a different cat, and that's cool. But I don't hold anything against him except for the fact that I think they made some bad decisions. But we might have made some bad decisions too along the way based on what we were faced with.
Of course.
So in hindsight, it's hard for me to be hypercritical of someone when I know I wouldn't have done the same thing, but I probably would have made at least 3 or 4 missteps and been scared as hell that I was putting my family in jeopardy and the 7%ers were going to come after me and that I'm going to get sued. I'm going to get sued by a bunch of idiots that, are saying that it was in Colorado or New Mexico or Idaho and that I'm lying and that they want to you know, and we did.
I'd have taken it anonymously. I'd have made sure this. I would have had no problem releasing the solve location and the solve itself, and rolling the dice that my anonymity holds true because I've satiated the crowd.
Yeah.
But that would have been my approach and remained anonymous.
Yeah. I think it's genuine where we'd all want kind of the glory, but at the same time, it's like, I don't want somebody harassing my kids and
right. It's not worth that.
And who knows what?
The money, like my misstep would have been literally everywhere I went from Yellowstone to home would have been gold nuggets to everyone I met. Like anyone, right. McDonald's, I'm paying
that's
you in
true.
gold.
And that's how it would have come out for me too. I wouldn't have been able to keep my mouth shut with my friends.
No
and it would eventually come out. And Louis,
but instead, we have Jack, who's the complete opposite of that, which is shut down everything. I want to save as much money as possible, staying anonymous, don't care about the fortune he wants. And I guess that's, maybe that's my discrepancy here.
Right. I don't know how you can take that from anything that's gone on here, but
I don't know Luli. We've commented a couple of times. I think she's a very nice person. I do think, there's a saying that when the only tool you possess is a hammer, everything begins to look like a nail. And most of the times I see Luli and Chad are on, it's all about K-Pro. I understand she may have a grievance, but it seems like that dominates whenever she's on any show. It's about K-Pro, and so I think Luli's great. I've watched her on different shows. I don't know her, but I know that every time she's usually involved in something, she's got an axe to grind because she's been wronged in her mind, and it could be legitimate. I don't know. She said she's going to release some stuff, but it just seems like that seems to be a theme with her. And that's an observation on my point with someone I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough. Me too. What time do you land in Vegas?
My plane gets in. It's supposed to get in. We'll see if there's a delay. 5:10 p.m. Friday. So I'm hoping to get to Bally's by 6 and put on my leisure suit, my ruffled tuxedo shirt.
I'm deciding what I'm going to be wearing too. So I'm like, because I want to do I'm going to do something funny. I think like something themed. I'm not sure what though.
I like how people are going to Fremont Street at 8, I guess. So
is there a dinner first? I've forgotten. Shannon resent me all the.
Yeah, I think there was like a 5:30 at the Bally's, right? So like 5:30 to whatever, and then 8 o'clock going to.
Right.
Yeah.
So
it's
like
that food court where like there's a Sbarro and a Subway, so it's not like people are going to a restaurant or anything like that. It's just hanging out in like a mall, like in a shopping mall where there's a bunch of food stores around there.
I have a feeling I'll be like being that asshole at the poker table who's just like leaving for 20 minutes to go like say hi to people at the food court, eat like a slice of Sbarro because I love me some Sbarro, and then head back to the poker table, and then like 45 minutes later come back over there and like say hi to whoever's there. You know what I mean? That's probably what I'm going to do just because I'm playing poker. But then 8 o'clock is Fremont. Yeah. I mean, what do we get? All shuttle busing it? Is there going to be like transportation provided? Are we Ubering there?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh man, I'm way behind on chat here. Hold on, Packer Jack. Let me get my dictionary. I dig Packer Jack. Czar, do I want Pro Bowl tickets for 9:45 a.m. Friday morning? I'm not getting in till later on Friday. Yeah, and that's about it.
Amy Gwynn says, okay, so now that this has all been verified, can we all start speaking truth so everyone can move on? I mean, I'm down for truth. Hopefully, maybe something like that's happening at WSOF with these announcements. Again, I should take that banner off because they're not doing shit till 6 o'clock. But hopefully, who knows? I guess we're getting an announcement. I don't know.
Tonight?
Anymore. Yeah.
Well, they're doing the $5 wings and shot of Jack that I said you should call it the Jack Coupe, but they're going to call it the Jack Stoof special tonight.
Yeah, no, that's dope. I like that. But we didn't know that there was there's an announcement. We just don't know what it is. We're pondering.
Nah, I'm eating teriyaki beef sticks. Sorry.
Yeah, and I'm not holding the announcement. I will stay with you on this stream until wherever, but the announcement's going to be, hey, everyone, Cynthia's here.
No, that's not. She's already said Cynthia's coming. That's not.
Well, it doesn't matter. Whatever the announcement that you're waiting for is not happening. Whatever you think is going to happen is going to be.
I agree. But that's life, right? That's everything.
Yeah.
So my only thing, and then K-Pro kind of, I don't know if she's throwing a curveball so that nobody figures it out, but I think when she and Mike were on Monday night, I was watching and being chatty Cathy and chat as I always am. And Mike said, "Do you want to talk about the surprise in S?" And to me, I was thinking Shiloh, like Shannon, Cynthia, K-Pro have talked Shiloh into coming. And, Shiloh used to go to Fenbury and do things. So maybe he'll be there. I don't know. I have no.
Yeah, but then she said it's not going to be anything like Shiloh's coming or Jack's coming. I think
she's saying that now, but maybe you say that to downplay it.
I mean, anything's on the table, I guess. I who knows?
Because otherwise, what would S be? If Mike said, "Can we talk about it?" and she said, "What?" and he goes, "S," and she said, "No." What else would S be? It's not Shannon. Everybody already knows Shannon's going to be there.
Yeah, I did pick up on that one. It's that was interesting, but it could be Shiloh's bracelet. It could be Shiloh's book. It could be Shiloh's message to the community. Right?
Yeah, that could be a video to have a good time or something like that. Yeah.
So maybe everybody at the bar tonight is going to get to see that video at Ellis, and then they'll like upload the video, and
then tomorrow we're gonna hear that everyone had secret information at WSOF, and everyone's gonna hate each other tomorrow because of it.
Right? It's just it's like
there's gonna be no S as in secret information showing up today, tonight, tomorrow. Period.
Hey, Dark is listening right now. He's in chat. Dark, I'm not going to bring a bunch of booze with me because I'm just going to buy it when I'm out there. But I am bringing the 5th of Johnny Walker Blue Label to drink with you.
Wait, why just dark?
Well, it's a 5th. I mean,
I mean, these are gentlemen pours. We could all each have a glass.
All right. I'm
totally inviting myself in.
All right, but Dark, this is going to be packed in my suitcase.
What about cigars?
I don't know if you can do that inside the casinos anymore. So
why can't you? Oh, wait, shit. Can't you not?
Yeah. I don't know what the...
You know what, then?
With the masks and everything and smoking. So I know you can smoke in certain areas, obviously, because it's Vegas. But
I'm going to ask for a smoking room when I get to the front desk.
Yeah.
Like,
we just have to find a place too where it's legal for us to open at this bottle in a where the
right. Actually, it's probably more difficult to drink that than it is to smoke a cigar downstairs.
You just need glasses, and you go out in the lobby or whatever, fill up your glass, and walk back in.
Yeah.
All right. True. So the Johnny Walker Blue is coming.
Either way, we're smoking cigars.
Yeah, I will do a stogie.
I tried to get Alan to do one. He wouldn't do one with me.
Cigar? No way. No.
Yeah, he's like, no.
Willie says you can smoke at Ellis, but I don't know if it's cigars.
If you fill up
Ellis
with something else, I'd maybe do it. But
if there's anything left that's old school Vegas, it'll be Ellis Island.
Davio's going to be smoking, and it's not going to be cigarettes or cigars.
Vegas has gone smoke free.
Yeah.
Wait. Like in the casinos, smoke free?
Yeah, you can obviously smoke outside, but
yeah. But you're wait. You're telling me I can't have my vodka martini, shaken not stirred, and my cigarette while I play blackjack? I can't do that anymore? I might cancel the trip.
Not unless you got Moneypenny working there undercover.
This is going to be my final quit weekend.
I am Mr. Progressive. I'm a huge financial conservative guy, but I'm very socially progressive. But it's just bumming me out that I'm gonna have to wear a mask in the casino the whole time.
That part also sucks. I mean, okay, I mess. Whatever. We'll follow the rules, but like the smoking part.
What K-Pro said is they've been pretty lax with it. Like you have to wear it when you walk in. You have to wear it at the poker table. But like once you sit down at a restaurant or a table and you're eating and drinking, they're not coming around like with Gestapo saying you haven't had a sip of your drink in 37 seconds. So
relax. Gotcha.
I mean, they're fighting for every dollar they can get right now out there. So they're trying to be as amenable as possible. But
I gotta Google this. I really smoke free. I can't believe Vegas pulled that plug.
But didn't you tell the story about when you were in Vegas trying to get high and you couldn't do it in your room and you couldn't do it?
Well, no, that's different. The weed, that's like a loophole in a legal world. And I guess that's been fit. Like apparently you can smoke now on the strip, I guess, and not get in trouble. But that's at the discretion of the officer's mood. So I'm not just, like it's not as, but this is whole different. MGM Resorts adopts smoke-free policy.
Yep. What about Bally's?
Smoke-free casinos in Las Vegas, December 29, 2021. So this is pretty recent. Park MGM. Unfortunately, wait, it's just is Bally's MGM?
Man, you're gonna have to get some nicotine patches, brother.
Oh my God! Like this is what I was gonna do. It was gonna be just an all-out smoke fest, so that by the end of the weekend, it's like, okay, yeah, no, finally, this is a quit that will work because I can't smoke another cigarette, even if you paid me. Vegas smoke-free Bally's. Oh God, I'm so afraid of this answer. I mean, they have smoking rooms for fuck's sake.
Yeah, they do have smoking rooms.
But I can't smoke in the casino?
I think it's got to be COVID, man.
What does COVID have to do with? In fact, there's scientific reports that say smoking probably caused an inflammation in the lungs that fucking prevented you from getting COVID in the first place. Sorry, did I say that? We're probably gonna get canceled.
No, it's all right, Dr. Joe Rogan. We're just,
don't listen to me for medical advice.
Yeah.
I am not an expert.
No, but I think it's whatever is the CDC guidelines and political correctness of it all. And again, I'm not knocking it, but it's out there, and they don't.
I haven't found. You can't smoke. You can snort lines of coke off a stripper on a blackjack table. You just can't smoke a cigarette. Cannot. It's bad for your health.
I swear to God, I have not found this proof of this yet, though. I see like the first smoke-free casino, and MGM will be, but is Bally's MGM? Bally's is Caesars.
Yeah. So how long are you staying, Ben? Because I don't fly back until 6 p.m. on my flight's at 6.
Oh yeah, no. We purposely did it late Sunday night as well. Like I don't think our flight leaves till like 7 or 8 o'clock as well. So we could go to the airport early and we'll just chill and have drinks at the bar there and have dinner with you or something.
Yeah, and I promised Davio I'm doing pancakes with him at Paris for brunch. They have a brunch at the casino right next to Bally's. And
nice.
It has limitless mimosas, even though I'm not a mimosa drinker. But I'm just going to go hardcore on the Bloody Marys and have some pancakes with Davio if anybody wants to join us.
I'm definitely in for that. Davio also promised that speakeasy with the weed at it. You don't have to smoke weed there, but it's a speakeasy. You can enjoy something there. It's the only.
He's going to need pancakes after.
He's going to. Yeah, he will.
Yeah. No, sorry that we're talking about that right as Alan's son comes.
No, all good. All good. He's not listening. He's holding up Copper Dan's coin right now.
Oh, great.
But I am gonna.
Prohibited in non-gaming areas. We do not offer a non-smoking gaming section. Whoo!
There you go.
I think I can still smoke my cigarette, drink my martini, and say double down on a blackjack because I like to live dangerously and turn 3 to 2 into 2 to 1.
Ben's gonna split twos.
I'm gonna split. We're gonna need to own the table because I piss people off with my because I know what I'm doing, but I'll do crazy stuff when my count is high. I count, Packer Jack. If you'd like to sit next to me and have me tap you on the toe and the count is good, hold on, you'll make money.
Well, no, I used to like to go to Binion's back in the day because they did the two deck shuffle where you only had 2 decks.
No, I wouldn't. I refuse to do a 2-deck shuffle. It's 6 deck only for me.
No. But I mean, back then it was like you could really count, because it was only 2 decks.
But even then, you can't capitalize as much on a 2-deck shoe. If you can really nail down a 6-deck shoe, you can coast on that count for a lot longer rather than a 2-deck shoe where that shuffle's going away in 3 hands.
Yeah, we just got to make sure there's nobody sitting with us who splits 4s.
Well, that's what I mean. We got to own the table. So I'll take third base, you take first, and then we let anybody who wants to chase related to gamble with us. Yeah. We'll slip the pit boss a couple hundo and say we'd like to just have this table at the limit that you have. You can, we'll abide by the limit uptakes. I assume we'd be grandfathered in, but we'd like to have this to just our group of people who are spending money at your hotel. And I bet you, if I schmooze a bit, we will have fun. Now, K-Pro's warning of those $25 hands. That's okay. Maybe we can't do that at Ellis Island. I don't know if they really truly $25 hands.
Ellis has $5 tables, but they only pay 3 to 2. So
right. The 5. It's like okay. That's
but
so.
If they have 5, that means they have 10. If they have 5, I bet you they have 10. And I'm very comfortable playing $10 table.
I prefer to play 10 to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't want to play $25 a hand either though.
I don't want to play 3 too. If I win, I want to double up.
Right. But either way, we'll figure it out. But I bet you, hopefully at Bally's of all places. Maybe I'm wrong. $25 the whole day because it is the weekend. That's fair. I mean, I feel as if I've been to fucking I mean, all of them really, Bellagio. But the one that really stood out to me was oh God, I'm blanking on it now. Mandalay Bay. I was at Mandalay Bay on Thursday. You know, happy hour Thursday at like 5 p.m. and I was walking by $10 tables, and this was 10 years ago. But like, I can't have changed that much from 10 to 25 on an off hour. Maybe that'll be depressing because I won't play 25.
It depends. I mean, if it's earlier in the day and nobody's playing action, they'll typically take it down. But K-Pro and Mike would know the most. I haven't been out there.
I default to their knowledge on that. It's just I need to see it for myself on it before I just make all plans to gamble at Ellis.
I'll have to tell you a story where I got invited to the opening of the Hard Rock Hotel because of I work for the parent company of a radio station. One of the DJs there who just does the voice of Ford trucks now, Jeff Bell. And he's the guy at the end of the Liberty Bibberty commercial when the guy can't finish his line. That's my buddy Jeff. It's Jeff Bell voiceovers. Yep. So we go out there. I won't do the all name dropping now, but there's a great story about me at a $10 blackjack table, and it was limited to like 1,500 people, and a bunch of bands played. But so I'm at a table with a couple of people, and then some famous people, and I won't drop the names now, start sitting down, and all of a sudden I'm at this, and the dealer changes it to 25, and I was like, shit. that was way back in the day when, I don't know, that must have opened in the 90s. So
I was gonna say, I think Hard Rock opened like 90. I want to say 94 or something like that.
Yeah, but I mean, I was like, I think I maybe had $200 in my pocket, So I was
like my gambling fund is set. I just don't feel like using the whole gambling fund to get a proper game of blackjack going at $25 a hand. Like, if I lose that night, I'm not gambling on Saturday or Sunday. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
so what's the buy-in for World Series of Fenn? Is it a hundo?
Or? Oh, I don't know, but I have such an unlimited rebuy stash saved for this that I was debating on using.
I thought you can only do one rebuy.
No, I was told you can unlimited rebuy for the first 90 minutes. Assuming that's true, I'm going to be a fucking lunatic at the tables. You do not want
to. If you guys heard that, if you guys are all there, call anything. Call Ben anything.
But don't. No, but don't, because I'm going to fucking snipe. I'm going to find the person who thinks they're going to do that to me and snipe them back with aces and go, yeah, you shouldn't have called, should you?
You're an 18.
I'm going to be a nuisance.
You guys have played. I've only played in the 2 tournaments online, but I'm watching like Dark.
That's all I've done.
Alan playing very conservatively, right? And just working their way up the charts. And then I was up, then I'll go up and come down. And Caper goes up and down. But Alan, you and Dark were just playing the odds on every single hand. It's amazing.
Well, yeah.
I mean at some point, that's fantastic.
You play the table, though. Like, if you have K-Pro and Mike at your table, you have to be aggressive. Or you let them kill each other, and then you survive. So it's not about me being a conservative poker player. It's you got to know the players at your table. And sometimes you just back off. Even if you have a good hand, you just back off because it's not worth it.
Mike is
aggressive. Saying right now that he's going to be an ATM. Call everything on him.
Call me down, baby. Call me. Trust me. It won't work out well. Q is bringing up something fun. If you're going to a Chase-themed costume party, i.e., let's say you're going to World Series of Fenn, and you're going to dress in Chase theme, what would you dress as? Packer Jack.
I'd probably dress like that guy who got arrested dressed as a buffalo storming the Capitol on January 6th, just to be a buffalo.
That's dope.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Alan?
I'm just going to be in my rabbit hole.
Oh, he's doing rabbit hole. All right, what would you dress up as?
I would go as the Emerald Ring.
Nice.
I like that.
Very nice.
I'm going to dress up as Peggy when Ford's first met her.
Because, I mean, an easy answer would be fly fisherman. That'd be so boring.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fly fisherman's like dressing up as like a skeleton to a Halloween party.
Good luck dressing up as pretend cannibals in Las Vegas. See how that works out for you.
Now you could dress up as like a hook itself, or like bait itself, or like like a dry bait. What am I using the right term? Like that dry bait feathery thing that you people do when you fly fish. Like you could dress up as particularly one of those. That'd be all right. You could dress. Oh, you know what'd be funny? Dress.
Pretty fly for a white guy. You could be a fly.
Someone could dress up as Forrest's hat that had the hole in it. A lot of people thought maybe it was like the shape of like a state where the chest was.
Yeah.
Oh shit! There's a lot.
Alan and I could go as the two old biddies. I'd have the flowers.
The two old biddies. Oh my god! Somebody's two people should do the two old biddies for sure.
Oh, thank you.
Alan should just keep the theme going, coming as DB Cooper because it's Chase related.
Well, I mean, that's like dressing up like the Scream mask from Halloween. Like that's too obvious at this point, right? Someone should dress up as Brown. Whatever their interpretation. This is my interpretation of Brown.
It's just in a brown stack.
I'm gonna dress up as Doc Brown from Back to the Future. Done. That's perfect.
21 gigawatts. Oh.
1.21 giga. Just say that the whole poker tournament. Piss people off. Ryan Pavetta is a stick. That's a good one. The stick. I like that.
That would be great. Pavetta, that's awesome.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool ideas that could have been done with this.
Just everyone else in Vegas, like, what are you? I'm the stick.
I'm the stick.
I'm the stick.
You're the stick. Is this sexual? Are you hitting on my wife? You trying to get in a fight in Vegas?
What are you doing?
I'm just a stick, man.
Stick.
I'm a needle in a haystack.
I'm a needle in a haystack. I'm a lodgepole pine.
You trying to call yourself a catch? No, I'm a needle in a haystack, man. I'm a redneck from Texas with 12 kids. Start a fight giving Fenn quotes to somebody who has no idea what you're talking about. That kind of shit happens in Vegas, honestly.
Yep.
Someone who will just absolutely misinterpret what you were talking about because they are 7 levels drunker than you are. Because it was 11:30 a.m. and it wasn't your time to be drunk yet. You'll have your time to be drunk at 11:30 in Vegas. It will happen to all of you, but it just wasn't your time. What'd you say, Boo?
I'm so excited now.
Are you excited?
I'm excited thinking about being drunk at 11 a.m.
She's excited being drunk at 11 a.m. I am too. Just that means you're on vacation.
Yeah.
Is Indy still with us?
Yeah, no snack making. What Packer Jack?
Is Indy still there?
No, Indy. Oh yeah, no, she's there. Sometimes I think she might have been on a rant this whole time. I think we hear her and we just can't hear her.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
I'm making banners. I'm working on making a banner for Copper Dan and Packer Jack right now.
Oh, cool. If it was a Fenn-related costume party, and you could go as anything from the chase, what would you go as, Indy? Dress up as?
Wait, what was the question?
Ben, ask it.
If you could dress up as anything chase related for like a costume party, what would you dress up as? Like Packer Jack might dress up as like one of the 2 biddies. Alan's already dressed up like a rabbit hole. I think I might dress up as Peggy from when Forrest first dated her. What would you dress up as? Pavetta's going to dress up as the stick.
I would be a banana.
You'd be a banana. Ashley said she's going to dress up as the Emerald Ring.
I would literally dress up and be like, I'm a banana.
Hey, babe, did you get that? The ring sizing is done, right?
Yeah,
I think it's hilarious that Ben chose Peggy.
Ashley's going to be bringing her costume to World Series of Fenn because the ring sizing is done. Sorry, what'd you say?
And Ben, I could see you getting Timberlake's bottle from the Bring It On Down to Liquorville Saturday Night Live skit, and you change it to Dr. Pepper, and you just keep going, bring it on down to Firehole.
That would work very well, too. God dang. Very good ideas. On the surface, you just don't think there would be many things you could dress up as. And then all of a sudden, much like a Fenn rabbit hole. Can I go as Skippy? I think going as Skippy is fine. There's no hashtag too soon on that.
Baby Ruth
you can't go in a scuba suit with ankle weights on, though.
Too soon.
No. Unless you had Forrest's explicit permission to do so, in which case, fine.
And you also need to have 2 authorities next to you to be carrying you.
Now, you can here's a twist. Dress up as DB Cooper, but on your name tag, just put Skippy. Now we're talking.
That's a good one.
Now the DB Cooper costume makes sense.
Hey, hold on, Packer Jack.
I put Judy Van Cleve on my name tag.
Can you send me a regular photo of yourself?
You gotta pose with a poster board of Obama and walk around with it the whole
banners.
I'm going to be Judy Van Cleve for Halloween.
Packer Jack, I'm sorry you were talking to Indy, but did you hear that?
Can you send me a regular photo of yourself? I'm like, there's no such thing that exists.
Well, like, do one where you're wearing your hat or something? Because I tried the business photo and it's not working.
Ooh, Hoolie's gonna go as the Broken Blaze.
The Broken Blaze. Oh my gosh.
Rudy won't be drunk, but he will be elevated. Well, I'll be drunk, I will be elevated, and I will be inebriated, and I will be all the aideds.
I would like to just have an excuse to go as gold.
Actually, you know what? You could do remember the woman in Goldfinger that dies on the bed all painted in the bikini, and then you just put a gold frog head on top of yourself.
Oh, yeah, you could dress as the gold frog. That's a good one.
If this was actually real, I wouldn't just like be a banana. I would be something epic. So clearly I would think this through.
Yeah, it is a think it through kind of thing. Like I would put some time and effort in. Like I wouldn't really just be Peggy. Like as funny as that is, that would be like a last second idea. I'd like to come up with something more clever. Like maybe I could somehow be like the scrolls of paper in the olive jar or some shit like that. I don't know. But
the best costume ever might be you as Peggy. That actually might be the best possible costume.
Maybe I still do that. What does she look like in the book? Maybe there's no way Ashley has a dress from the 50s, right?
You could get really like bad humor on this. You could carry like a sack of dirt on your shoulder and just walk by people and pour it on them and say you're the 1959 earthquake. I mean, there's
God, right? Like I enjoy doing a bad humor. Like I would do. Okay, hold on. Let me just go to Ode to Peggy. Well, let me look. Should I just dress up as? See, I'm thinking like, who's this? That's his mom.
Mom. That's Forrest Mom.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna dress up like his mom. That's weird.
Yeah, Peggy's fine, but his mom, that's off limits.
Right. So I'm gonna have to dress up in. I mean, it's just
he's only not
no other choice
because he doesn't.
I gotta dress up as this.
That's what he wants. He wants the right outfit. That looks like you.
I gotta do. I mean, there's no other choice, right?
That looks like you when I invited you fishing, Ben. You're like, nah, do I have to touch anything?
Alan's going to go as Paco.
Oh, Lord. See, that's still hashtag too soon.
Jesus.
He then gets sued by Paco. And then that's when everything gets come full circle.
Yeah. You don't want to bring that to your doorstep, Mr. Kelly.
Yeah, I'm sued for libel and slander. Jeez.
That's like the guy who breaks onto your property but sues you because he sprained his ankle on your sprinkler or something like that.
Yeah.
That was one of the Curb Your Enthusiasm this season. The guy who dies in Larry's pool, robbing his house.
Right, that's true.
Yeah.
I nudged Ashley. I was like, we just talked about this like 3 weeks ago. Like,
and then he's liable because he didn't have a fence around his pool.
And just glorious acting from Tracy Ullman and the whole storyline. Yes. Of basically almost marrying this woman just to get a law rescinded about fences around a pool. It couldn't be more Curb. It was a great season, in my opinion.
Great season.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people crap on it. I was like, "What? Are we watching the same shot? Like it didn't lose a beat at all. Are they looking a little aged? Yeah."
Well, yeah,
but I'm feeling that way about everybody in life, and I'm still only 37. I'm well aware I'm young, but like I feel old, so you know. That's there. I gotta say this though, it made me go back. I went like and rewatched like season 1 Curb, going, Larry David's always looked old. What the fuck? Well, huh?
Well, yeah, he's always looked old. Now he's getting a little wizened because he doesn't eat at all. But
right. So, but I would say like he had some kind of like gene where like he looked like he was 50 when he was 30, but he's still looking like he's 50, and I think he's 70.
Copper Dan, I'm buying Packer Jack a hair loss for men subscription. Hey, buddy, I'm 55, and what do they say? You lose the bald thing goes 20% of guys by the time they're 20, 30% by 30, 40% by 40, 50% by 50, 60%. So. Oh,
really? Is that so? Like, if I'm at this at 30, am I okay? But I'm waiting for the day this is all gone. I check every day. I'm like, is hair still here?
Packer Jack also just said he ran 6 miles since he's been on. He was on 2 hours ago. So Packer Jack, sorry.
Copper Dan ran 6 miles.
The slowest runner I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I'm impressed he ran
2 hours to run 6 miles. That's like walking for 2 hours.
So Vetta's going like Beowulf alligator. That is sweet, Ryan.
Let me see how long of a walk. Let me see the distance. If I walked to like the gas station, that's roughly 2 miles.
Yeah.
So like Shell.
Packer Jack just walked for 2 hours and came back and said, I just ran 6 miles and you guys are still on.
Search. Okay. Directions. No, God blessed. Search. Yes. Directions. 8-minute drive. Now, if I walked an hour walk to go 2 miles.
You know, with all that benzene in the brine of the lutefisk that Copper Dan eats every day in Minnesota, it's hard to know when he's actually lucid or not.
Now Copper Dan is saying, no, motherfucker. I ran 6 miles in 51 minutes.
Good work. That's actually really good work. Good work, man.
That's ridiculous. I almost believe it less now.
And in Minnesota, that must be harder, I would think.
Ooh, I like Maverick One's take on life. I asked my doctor if I exercised, would I live longer? He said no. He said, hell no. If you want to live longer, take a nap. I think there's merit to that.
I don't know about that. I don't sleep well at all. I don't sleep almost, period. I think if you want to live longer, don't give a fudge about anything. That's how you live.
Right, I'm going to make my weed drink to keep this going. We're going to go until like I want to hear some kind of rumors from Vegas before we get off on here. You two talk amongst yourselves. 3 talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to go grab a beverage to put this into. I'll be right back.
All right, man. I'm going to grab my water too. Styling, profiling.
I'm making the banner.
You're making a banner? Yeah, I saw you made
one
for
you
Tyler.
and Copper Dan.
You saw you. Tyler looked very young and band boyish in his. I don't think it had facial hair like he has.
Happy 22, everyone, by the way.
So, Alan, let's go back to talking about when you were talking about you were kind of getting some of the vinegar out, which is cool. This is what that's for, right? You vent a little bit and say, hey, man, I'm not going to rest until I know the truth. And right now, you're just not happy with the way things go. So what did you think about what I said then about my empathy for Jack too? Because it sounds like right now you're in the Dale camp of he's a jerk and you want to.
You know what? I waver on a daily basis, and I don't know if Jack's watching this. And I've said it before. I used to be Team Jack, and I'm still Team Finder. But if he found it in 2019 and didn't tell anyone only because he wanted to save money, that is, I just can't get over that. That's something I wouldn't have done. I understand why he did it. If he did it, just it's unsportsmanlike. And it's like he doesn't owe us anything. He's not obligated to anything. He's not legally, responsible for the deaths that happened or the money that was spent. But it's like sportsmanship. That's how I kind of treated this chase, which is, if someone beats you in a game, you shake hands, you have a beer after the game, and you celebrate, the match. And that's how I treated this chase. So when I'm here with you guys, like we were all searching in different areas, I think it's awesome because that's how I had my rugby team was like my favorite thing because we destroy each other during the game. And then after the game, we're the best of friends. The competitors, all the other people, you break each other's noses during the game. But then afterwards, that's when resolution comes in, and that's sportsmanship in my mind. So I think where I'm broken is the lack of sportsmanship from Jack. Not obligations. Maybe there's some morality in there. But that's where I am right now. So.
Yeah, I'm coming around a little bit more to where you're at because I was comparing this to Big Brother, right? And in Big Brother, you lie and cheat and form alliances and do whatever you have to do to win the $500,000 or whatever it is now. That was back in season 1. It might be $1 million now, for all I know.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is after it's done, then everybody comes clean, right? And says, here's the alliances I had. Here's what I did. Here's who I was partnered with. I understand that if lawsuits, like if the Erskine thing just finally got to the higher courts and was dismissed. So I understand why that might not have happened. I think to your earlier point, when you said, Dale doesn't like Jack or called him a jerk. And I was listening when you guys were talking about Cynthia and Dale. I think at some point Dale knew what was going on. Dale knew what was going on with that consternation between Forrest and Jack, probably moving in. He did finally send out that email in December saying, stop emailing Forrest. So I think Forrest, post the recording that Cynthia had, came clean to Dale that, because he even says in that recording, someone's going to find that chest. And I think between that October 17th recording and by the time Dale put that email out in December, Forrest had most likely confided to Dale that something's going on. Somebody's found it, but they're telling me they don't want to bring it to me, or they, all this is going on. And I think, obviously Dale was Team Forrest. And so at that point, I think Dale was like, this guy's jerking Forrest around.
So yeah. Sorry, keep going.
No, Before I forget, I have not gone back to listen to the Playboy interview. Jason Den.
It's a good one.
But what year was that?
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Wasn't that middle of the year 2019? The Playboy interview.
It was definitely in the time period in which he was pulling back at least from the interviews, right?
You might go back and listen to that again because I thought that was a very telling interview. And now knowing what we know now, that might be interesting to go back and
which has always been the strategy here.
That's when he said, if I put the
listen.
treasure chest on an easement in West Yellowstone, who's, and they said most people are searching in a glacier. Well, that's a lie. No,
and nobody. Why did he say that? I still don't understand that.
But you could hear him lying while he's talking, and I'm talking about Forrest Fenn.
Right.
But he's lying because he wants to keep the integrity of the chase, consistent. So
yeah, this isn't lying. This isn't lying in a negative sense.
No,
I like to classify it too. If it's a lie to protect the sanctity of the chase, whether that be its difficulty level, whether that be, really, truly anything that just protects the chase.
Yep.
Feel free to lie. And that includes saying, I never went to 9 Mile or something. Okay. The game is to figure out that he lied about that. Whatever. It's his game, his rules. But anyway, yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I might go back and listen to that Playboy interview because that was a good one.
Yeah, I might go back to that too.
You guys want to see my fathead dog?
Ooh, Hooli just posted a link to it. Oh, look at that.
Nice.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous. Looks like almost like Vincent from Lost.
I'm going to guess 8 years old.
8. He's 13.
No, wow.
April 2019 was the Playboy interview. Oh, man.
He's afraid of the floor.
Oh, man. Wait a second. He did this April 2019? Do we have a date of April 2019? Because if it's after the, let's say if it's after the 20th, I'm very, very, very much more interested, and I should have put this together earlier.
Hey, Ben, you know what we never talked about when I did the auction website PowerPoint was, so they say they drove down there, to meet with Forrest. They say it was found in August, right, on the auction website.
Right.
But they say they drove down there to meet Forrest when they were first having their exuberance, got all the way to Santa Fe, pulled up to his driveway, and then saw cameras and decided not to go in. Would you go all the way to Santa Fe, drive up to Forrest property, and then just hightail it out of there without trying to call or go to a... that didn't make sense at all.
No, this is more of the truth is hidden in a lie.
Right.
Did they do all that? No, absolutely. Did they do all that? Yes. Did they stop there? No. Now, we know Jack went to Santa Fe in April of 2019, just like the auction website states. Whoever the finder was went to go to Forrest's house. Okay, we know those things happened. We know Jack went to Santa Fe. We don't know why. But if that's where it ended, okay, there's cameras everywhere. Fine, you stop. That's no longer our plan of attack. But we're in Santa Fe now. Let's reach out to maybe his lawyer. Let's do that. Let's incognito reach out to his lawyer. But I mean, you problem solve at that point. You don't commit to bringing the chest down with you or the proof down with you to Santa Fe and just stop because there's some cameras.
That was my point, right?
Yeah. You don't stop there. Nobody does, especially when you pot committed yourself. No. So there's lies within truth, within lies within truth, and that's what we've had to parse together.
Yeah. Absolutely, man.
What do we think this announcement is? And in my opinion, or in my understanding, it's a series of announcements. I think the whole thing's there's gonna be announcements, right? Like we don't know the mystery objects at the poker tournament, which I plan on winning. I don't know what announcement is coming today that got Capro to the point where she was telling Mike, no, I know that look, no, don't fucking say it. Like I know that because it's fun. So then what is it?
Yeah, and I'm all up for waiting for the anticipation of something cool.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. I'm not trying to usurp it. I'm just trying to figure out and guess it. Like,
Yeah, me too. That's why I said Shiloh or what else with S,
Yeah, it's more fun being on this side sometimes anyways. It's like knowing the outcome of a television show. And it's like, I'd rather be the guy watching the show, maybe figuring it out rather than knowing everything that happens.
It's a lot more fun than who's the entity? Who's the entity? Who's the entity?
Let me ask you this instead. Little sidetrack for a second. Did you watch this week's Oak Island?
I did. Okay. I did watch it.
We have finally reached the dig
with the 10-footer.
Oh,
it's going to
man.
go down D2. It's going to go down D2. That's the water is chock full of silver.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And you know what I loved? You know what? It gave me goosebumps last night. There was a moment where Marty was on the whiteboard and he was kind of describing how what happened, what they did, what happened, and how it relates to what they've done in the past, where this air pocket comes out of something and it's not natural. And the air pocket isn't as much as one would think if it's a full cavern or, vault-ish area. And he does a little physics because of his job as a driller. He knows this stuff. And he explained to us, from us poking holes into what we thought was the flood tunnel. There's a major flood tunnel system that booby traps near the vault. And it was set off right at the very beginning because someone fucked up the booby trap. They're trying to find the booby trap so they can find the vault. It's like playing a game of Battleship on a grid. So they're playing
potentially close it off and then close off the booby trap.
If they find the booby trap, they can shut the booby trap off, and then they can follow the rest of the booby trap, because think of it as a long escalator down. They're just chopping it off in the middle, and they're just going to keep following the rest down to the good stuff. And they finally have been able to do this. And because they were poking and because they were getting a hit on the battleship and another hit on the battleship and another hit on the battleship, it was funneling pockets of air into the same flood tunnel because they kept hitting the flood tunnel. And that air got sucked in and then trapped at a point where this flood tunnel kind of flattens for a bit and then goes back up. So the air is just trapped at the top here, air that they have put in through drilling into this flood tunnel that's never been breached before because no one's been able to find it before. Now that they found it, the air that came out again when they had the final hit of the battleship was what should have happened if they were really hitting all the battleship. So now that they found it, and you see the Rick and Marty smiles on their face. They can't hold it back. They're like, this is it. We got to find something or we don't. But we finally, this is different than the last 9 years in their heads. Like, this is it.
Right.
So,
and I love when they did that core sample. And sometimes there's chunks of woods, but you literally have the two chunks that one is the top of the shaft and one is the bottom of the shaft.
Yes, they have.
And they're compressed together when you bring it out because the air gap.
So they send this tiny, test rod in, right? And the test rod brings out layers of the dirt underneath at different increments. And the increment where the flood tunnel booby trap was, what they should have found was the top and the bottom of the flood tunnel, which is made from this wood and carved in a certain way and blah, blah, blah. And we'll carbon 14 date to a certain exact time, should be stacked on top of each other, because if intact, there's a space between them. It's just flowing water or nothing. We don't know really how the booby trap specifically works. Technically, we just know there's flowing water coming in from the ocean. And so what should come up when you pull it up with your test tube is when it comes out, they come stacked up together because there's nothing in between them. And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. And they were both cut on top to bottom. It was it. That was it. They found, that's it.
Yeah,
So
I have a wild supposition based on my interaction with Gary Drayton, and because originally I thought we had to get down there like in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, because he would normally go back after the first week of April.
Right.
And he basically said, I don't know when I'm going back to Oak Island. It could be May. And then he's actually posted something like that on his Facebook page. So my supposition is if they actually find something in the money pit, they're going to have all these episodes just about that, right? And it's not going to be Gary going over to plot 31 to find a coin. Right. It's going to be, we are in full,
that's interesting,
digging out D2 into this area with these finds and go that way. But again, I could be completely wrong on that. I just thought it was interesting that Gary's like, well, I don't know when I'm going back. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know when you're going back? It's been on for 9 years and you don't know when you're going back?
It's all right, Packer Jack. You have me on the case now. I'm going to be Gary Drayton's best friend and worst nightmare of getting information.
Gary promised to spend a half a day with us, and it ended up being 30 minutes, and he ran away.
He bailed in the first 10 minutes because I opened up going, hey, how you doing? So, why aren't you showing up in April like normal?
Oh, man.
Oh, God.
I'm just hoping a big storm comes through right before we get there, because he said every time a big storm comes up onto Vero Beach, it just blows coins up onto the beach.
What are we looking for in particular? Just
So it's
anything?
the 715 Spanish fleet where they all went down. So they flew up. So they would go down to Mexico. They would steal the gold from the Mexicans. They would mint and make
As one
Spanish
does.
mint, and they would take the gold. They would make it into Spanish coins and then load it onto the galleon ships. And then they come up and they go, on the top side of Cuba, right along the coast of Florida, and then to Bermuda and back over to Spain. But they never had any radar to know that they were literally sailing into like a Category 5 hurricane. And so every single one of the ships in the 1715 fleet went down. Some of the guys survived and lived on the beach there for a while. But literally, they estimate that there's still potentially $3 to $5 billion of treasure still off the Florida coast, buried or washing around, and pretty incredible when you think about that. There's that much precious metal.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Gary found that emerald ring, which he believes was part of Queen Elizabeth's cash that got lost, and it has like 8 emeralds in it, and it's got to be worth, I don't know, I'd say it's got at least 300 grand, maybe. He'll tell us.
Selling it, or is he he's just holding on to something like that? That's crazy that he found that.
Yeah, he's got it in his collection.
That's crazy. Oh my god! Imagine seeing. Oh my god, that's crazy. Outcast says the thing about Oak Island is if they ever find something big, it'll hit the news before it's released as a television show, probably weeks, months later on. So if I don't hear any news about a find, I know they won't find anything. I disagree. I've looked into, and don't ask me how, but I've looked in on my own plenty of times. I've looked in and double checked about the mechanisms, and maybe Gary can confirm this when I meet him privately. But I've looked into the behind the scenes of this show. And the flood of NDAs that these MFers sign is a bit ridiculous in the effort to, if something is found, nobody says a fucking word about it, because the whole point of history's investment into this is they get to document the find and get to report it first. Now, maybe history makes an announcement, and that should a find happen, we found out that, okay, history still made the announcement over the summer, and okay, we get to know this is the treasure find season. Maybe that's what they do, or maybe they keep it a surprise. I don't know what they would do with it, but from what I understand, if they found something, nobody was going to say a fucking word about it and risk losing their share or whatever it is.
Right.
And we would find out the old-fashioned way on television, like God intended. I think that's how it's intended to be. I could be wrong on that, but that's why I go, you can tell when you're watching week to week that they're not going to find something that week. You know it. But every now and again, there's an episode you're like, is this it? Maybe. And of course, that's their sell. But
I don't know. All the people that have tapped out on the show, all the people that have tapped out on the show that watched it, and are like, oh, they just keep doing the same thing week after week. I'm like, I'm just like, Ben, you got your archaeology background. I've done boots on the ground for all kinds of crazy stuff. And I'm like, I love the fact that they're finding pieces of a ship off the old wharf there in the walkway. It's just cool to me.
It's fascinating. And they don't find anything. Like, what?
Well, then they date the wood. And what do they say? 200 to 300 AD.
I paused it and looked at Ashley. I was like, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. My immediate theory, because I love to make an immediate theory because scientists hate that shit. And I used to hate that about scientists. I was like, you might as well make a first guess. See if you're right.
Come on, Joe Rogan, let's go.
So my first guess was okay, nobody is using a piece of worked thin wood from the year 200 to 324 AD as any kind of tool. It's not going to be used as a rail on a ship or anything from the ship. They upgrade that shit all the time, blah, 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 blah. The only thing I can think is that piece of wood was part of some kind of box carrying item of something very antique, very old, and religious. I think it's indicative of what maybe it happened. We know if there's treasure that would be moved and hauled via the ox carts. We know that there was proof of the ox carts there, blah, 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 blah. But I have to suspect that even the Knights Templar fuck up. And every now and again, an ox breaks its fucking shoe or twists its ankle, whatever, and something falls. And this chest is I would call it a chest, but this box, this whatever, is one of many ancient items that are made from wood, that were plucked out in the year 200 to 324 AD and put on something very important, like a box that holds the original Bible from the Gutenberg press that no one knew about. Who the fuck knows, right? But that would amount for why it was so old, and then just found randomly at this wharf because it fell at the wharf, and someone got beat to fucking death because a piece of religious artifact just fell and broke. We know there's a dead body inside the money pit at 150 feet. We know that for a fact. Right. There's human bone down there, two human bones.
There's still one more person that needs to die, right?
We have to think outside, and there's one more person that needs to die, but we got to think outside the box here, and I can't think of any other reason for that. Now, I'm sure they'll come up with the reason, and I never thought of it, and it's something completely different, but that's my working theory anyway.
Ben, did you watch the show Copper Dan and I did yesterday?
Not yet. I was watching Oak Island last night, then Ashley and I fell asleep, and then it was like doing this. I'm going to watch it tonight.
I did a PowerPoint on the Omega Man coins, the counterfeited coins. I don't know what you thought of that, Alan. Alan, were you like not turned on by that at all, or did you think it was weird? Or
no, it is weird, but it's no weirder than DB Cooper. And I've heard I like the Omega Man thing. I thought, was it Hooli? I don't remember who. Like, there's certain people that have definitely flagged that for sure.
Yeah, Ben, I'll shoot you the PowerPoint I did. I'll make the grammatical correction so you can watch it. But we don't need to talk about it now. Bavetta actually was the one who said, Forrest's dad was the head of the Texas Numismatist Society or something.
Numismatic, he's a numismatic like coin expert. Like Forrest's dad, for sure.
I mean, I still think it's the guy that I said it was in my presentation, just because it's an easier connect the dots. That doesn't mean that that's true, but it'd be interesting, Ben, and once you take a look at it, because that was $300 million that they counterfeited. I mean, that's insane.
Yeah. And I got to go. All right. But I do want to leave you guys with a quote from a famous author. His name is DB Cooper. You guys are all leaving for Vegas.
Is it Dan Cooper or DB Cooper?
It's the pseudonym DB Cooper. So Ben, you two, we'll be out of town in a few minutes. That'll help. I began to lose myself in the thrill of the chase. Get the hell out of your town. Go enjoy the chase wherever it may be. Any city you're headed to, any place you're headed to. So, anyways.
Hopefully I'm saying hello to our search partner, K-Pro.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys got to do Nick. I'm going to be disappointed if there isn't a Nixon 2.0 with all 4 players back there again.
There's certainly going to be a Nixon 2.0. Everyone who was there is invited, but we'll see. Well, we'll see. There's definitely Nixon 2.0. Yep. That's happening soon.
All right.
I call that place Chevelle's Half Acre.
That is good.
See you, dude. See you, Alan.
Take care. See you guys.
Oh, Pack a Jack. Crack me up, man.
Chevelle's Half Acre. That's what it is, man.
What are you gonna do? Are you gonna do the Fremont experience? You gonna like walk around and shit like everybody else?
It just depends. I'm gonna get there, get situated, depends on how my day goes on Friday, because I'm gonna leave right from my office to head to the airport, and it's a 4-hour flight. So I'll get out there, land, grab an Uber. I know people are trying to pick people up and stuff, and I'm just like, I just want to hop in an Uber and get there as soon as possible, get checked in, get to the room, see if I want to change or take a shower or whatever. Probably head down to the food court because people will probably still be there at 6:30ish or so, and just get a vibe for what's going on. I mean, if it's a really cool, happy vibe and I'm having a great time, I'll do that. And I don't see any reason why I wouldn't go down to Fremont Street if that's what the majority of the searchers are going to go and do. And Fremont Street's pretty big.
It's an experience. Yeah, I would just say dress warm. Is it going to be cold? Like, I'm just trying to figure out. I'm going to Fremont. I was just wondering because sometimes people who at least have been to Fremont know Fremont, and they're like, no, I love all you guys. I'll just see you guys when you get back from Fremont. I'm up all night. I'm here to party, but I'm not going to, some people.
Yeah, it's not my favorite place to go. Okay, once you've done it a couple times, or you're going to go to Binion's for a tournament or something, but.
The only reason I'm doing it because obviously it's an event, but I'm doing it also. I haven't done Fremont in probably, 10 years. So
and it's supposed to get down to like 35 at night. So I mean, zip lining in 35-degree weather sounds like it's right up Ashley's alley.
Zip line's out. Zip line's not happening because 35 degrees. No. Now,
well, the other thing is I've done all that stuff already. So like, I'm more than happy to go. I mean, I don't want to rain on anybody's parade. I'll be down there cheering people on, but I don't.
Oh, no, that's what you drink for. We'll be fine. I'm not so worried about the temperature as I'm drinking, walking around. It's just sitting on that zip line doing whatever it is for 45 minutes that you have to do before not drinking and just freezing your ass off. No, thanks. I'm just.
I'm going to try to suck in as much of this as I can because I've never been to a World Series of Fenn. I've never been to a Searcher event, so for me, it's my first time, and I'm looking forward to meeting everybody. And the whole theme is said there's no drama, and when chasers get together, searchers get together, even if there's been problems, everybody gets along. So I'm just excited about meeting people and having a good time and relaxing. I just want to make it fun and not have it be stressful at all. I don't know, it's one thing to make sure you get to the poker tournament by 2:30 and get signed in and you're ready to play cards, right? But other than that, dude, I'm just going to be like, whichever way the wind takes me, and I'm going to have fun and relax and drink a little Johnny Walker with you and Dark.
No, I'll let you two have. I'll let you two have your moment. It's fine.
Yeah.
You guys have your Johnny Walker. I'll be with. Listen, it's going to be me, and if I'm not in the poker room, it's going to be me and Ashley for just normal, like whenever there's not scheduled shit. Me and Ashley sitting at whatever the most public-looking bar is in that Bally's casino with video poker machines, getting drunk, talking chase with anybody who wants to come sit next to us, or God forbid all the chairs are taken. Stand with us and talk. Like that's what I'm expecting and hoping for.
And then I guess, isn't Saturday night after the tournament going to Ellis Island and hanging out there and doing karaoke or whatever? And
I don't know if you caught me in the beginning of the stream, but what I'm trying to avoid, and the reason I'm vented in the beginning and addressing the elephant in the room, was because rather than avoid it, by my experience in life, if I go into Vegas and this thing has remained at status quo as it's been this week, it's going to be, it feels like the possibility for awkwardness just skyrockets. And I'm trying to avoid that however way I can.
Yeah. And, you messengered me today about not, and, I'm oblivious. I have no idea what the hell's going on. And Copper Dan, you were like, I'm like, well, Copper Dan and I were just, on our show yesterday, and we're talking about seeing you and Ashley and K-Pro and Mike and everybody. So I think, I have a great faith in those of you that I've gotten to know virtually this year. And I know that there's been a lot of ups and downs, but anytime there's a down, I think there's a quick up. So let's just hope that happens. I don't see any reason why not. If it doesn't, it doesn't, but I would also not try to overthink it.
Fair enough. I do that. That is one thing I'm guilty of all the time. I overthink everything. Like I'm still overthinking what this announcement is. I want to know. I'm jonesing for an update.
I'm excited. I'm kind of a little bit jealous that I'm not, like, I didn't know people, like when I talked with Dark, like I had to leave early because there's a huge snowstorm and I
no.
for the weekend.
Yeah, no. I just wish this could have been held till everybody gets there on Friday.
Yeah, and then I was thinking, I don't know if my liver could handle, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm like,
that's what I'm saying. Doing Vegas for more than 3 days is detrimental to your well-being.
Unless you know how to pole dance.
Now, I understand there are people who go in there and they're not drinking. I get that. I don't adhere to the same, but I get it. So you're going to be in Vegas not drinking. Fine. That's a whole different Vegas experience, I guess. But if you're a drinker and you're doing Vegas, no more than 3 days. Ever. I think I hear my dog barking. She's trapped in a room. I'm going to be right back. Talk to people. Like 10 seconds.
Hey, people. I will always help when there's a trapped dog in the room. So, yeah, I'm excited about getting out there. I'm also excited. Copper Dan and I are going to try to go live at some point on Saturday just to say hello to everybody. I'm sure other people will as well, too. And I know Mike does, and Christy do some great videos every year and post them after the fact. But I'm sure Ben, too. At some point, I know Shannon's going to go live while we're out there. Copper Dan's going to call me from Fort Myers, and I'll be on my phone. Maybe I'll be with Ben at that time. Who knows? But we'll at least try to say hello to the folks that just can't get out there for whatever reason. And
the only thing holding me back from doing that will be rules, because we're not allowed to do that there or something like that. If we can, I'd rather stream it because I know people want to watch it and experience it who at least can't be there that genuinely wanted to. That's the only reason to.
Yeah, I'll be really surprised if there's like any Gestapo tactic stuff at the casinos. I obviously can't go and be filming the tables while people are playing and stuff like that. But if you're sitting at a bar or whatever.
But they may have just one of those strict zero tolerance policies on it because they just want to avoid any of the shenanigans. For instance, let me bring an example up. And just pretend you're a lawyer at one of these casinos and I'm just giving you an idea and you're like, yeah, no, fuck, no, this whole thing, you can't do it. We're live streaming at the bar and someone is getting shit-faced on my stream, not main player, but is in the background the whole time. We're live and gets shit-faced. and that someone then gets into a drunk driving accident. But all that drinking happened inside Bally's Hotel and Casino, and the bartender is now Vegas has a policy that it doesn't matter, right? Like if you get drunk at a bar in Vegas, you're fine. In terms of like the bar is not liable because someone else chose to drink and then got into an accident. The bars are not liable in Vegas.
Right.
Or in Nevada. I don't know if people know that. Like in other states, like if you get too drunk at a bar, like the bar has a responsibility to stop serving you. Now, Vegas bars can stop serving you, and they rightly will most of the time. They want your money otherwise. They'll stop you because you're acting like an asshole. But they're not responsible for you. So my example doesn't really work. But you get my point. Like if you record something that's going down on Bally's property, they're liable all of a sudden.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not smart about it, or we're not going into a area that's like a hall, you don't want to have a bunch of public people behind you. Plus, people aren't going to be able to hear you on your phone if you're doing that.
It's not good. Yeah,
it was like when you were in West Yellowstone and you kept going outside because Ashley's like, I can't hear you. So
right, and then I ended up
just playing pool with Jen. So
it was fun, cool, but then I ended up being outside for like 45 minutes, keeping the stream going, freezing my ass off, and like, no, this is stupid. Why am I doing this? But I knew people
and not being able to get in your room.
We came up with a good solution now. Just put that fucker right on the ledge, and you could watch us play pool if you want to. I don't care.
Yeah.
Again, we don't do it for the views or the clicks. We're sharing the experience. I think people enjoy it, or they don't.
With all the people that are taking pictures and selfies and videos, and who the hell polices that? I think the only thing is if it's around the tables, or if another patron complained, like this guy's holding up his camera and I'm sitting right behind him.
Right. Like if I put the phone like this, right, and I just leaned it up against like the napkin holder at the bar. For all the bartender knows, I'm talking to like my aunt in Georgia.
Right.
They don't know. They don't know that I'm streaming and broadcasting to thousands upon thousands of people. We're acting like we're going to hit like 1 million views and piss off security of Bally's. I love it.
They're going to see if you're going to do that, pull out your bong and smoke weed every day and take a hit right in the casino.
Yeah, I got to check on legalities, but it's really funny that they'll let me drink and get fucking shit-faced drunk there and smoke cigarettes allegedly still. But God forbid I smoke a little weed in there, even though that now it's legal.
Do you know what a ton of people are doing and they're advertising the shit out of here in Wisconsin is these Delta 8 gummies? Because it's still not legal.
I've heard about this.
Yeah. So they make these, there's the CBD ones, but these are actually Delta 8, which the, marijuana pot is, the THC is Delta 9. So they just taken off like one thing. And I guess a lot of people take it to go to sleep or to relax anxiety, but it's pretty much like you test positive for it. So I don't know. I'll go buy you a jar of those and I'll bring them out with me so you can have them.
We'll figure the weed out. I'm not worried.
Delta 8 gummies. You haven't heard of that? You guys don't need to go out there because you just get whatever you want.
Everything sounds like it's a COVID variant now.
Yeah, right. Gonna get you the Omicron. Gonna get you the Omicron gummies and bring them
I
out
think
there.
you'd get more in trouble for bringing up some Delta 8 gummy bears at the bar than you would smoking a joint.
Oh my god.
Delta COVID. What? Get out of here.
So then there's people like going to shows and stuff, and I'm like, I'm only out there for 2 days. So I'm like, do you? Like, I love the fact that Shannon loves doing it. Like,
well, that's what you do if you get there Wednesday. It's the only thing you can do is space it out. That's a good way to do it. Like, and by the way, the absence show, I don't know how much has changed in the last year, but when Ashley went in 8 months, whenever we last went there, like that was the only show available, like on the entire strip. So I wonder if it's still the only show.
Yeah, when I was out there in January of 2019, one of the sponsors for us took us to the Beatles Love, which was awesome. And then I went by myself and sat front row for David Spade and Ray Romano, just all lubed up on a couple of brews and was sitting right in the front row to watch those guys do their comedy show with a couple other comedians. So it's fun to do that stuff. But I think if I'm flying in on a Friday and flying out on a Sunday, I'm not going to be waiting to go see Copperfield.
Yeah, no, not happening. Not happening.
I once saw Lance Burton. I don't even know if Copperfield is still there.
I don't think he is. I saw Lance Burton. I was actually really disappointed by my Lance Burton experience. He was like, what was it, like 2001 maybe? He was already done. It was the most like, he was just like, And then
the new guy is that like guy with the blonde hair with the glasses.
No, Lance Burton. Lance Burton was always had that black hair.
Yeah, no, he's got the black spiky hair. He's been around forever, but I guess like the new hot magician is that guy.
There's a new hot magician?
Yeah, he's been on Pawn Stars. He goes into Pawn Stars whenever there's magic stuff. And Yeah,
Huh.
I don't know. I'll figure out what the guy's name is, but he's like the hot magician in Vegas now.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, not doing any of that either. Gonna be sitting I honestly my plans never truly quite change. I don't plan to leave Bally's much. That's my plan. There's a reason I booked it at Bally's, so I could just be around everything, not have to go too many places. I hate to Uber to play. It's all a mess.
You know what? I'm going to try to play Peacemaker again. Remember on the New Year's Eve, I got Indy and K-Pro to come on together, and
well, that's a whole other topic. Who knows, man? I don't know.
So I mean, I'm thinking if it's Ellis Island, dude, you're getting over there. You're not sitting at Bally's if everybody's over at Ellis Island. Period. End of story on Saturday night. Especially if you win World Series of Fenn, you got to gloat.
If I win World Series of Fenn, I'll sing at Ellis Island. I'll sing Ashley a song at Ellis Island if I win World Series of Fenn.
There you go.
What do you think the first prize is?
Well, I know Copper Dan made some, like he did that map that Godelkin got with Jack and Forrest. He's put something together. I don't know if it's a map. I don't know what it is, but I know there was wood involved, and so he's got something good. Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen in Vegas. I don't know, but there's going to be wood involved.
There's going to be wood involved. That's for sure.
I'm bringing this baby as a trophy. So whoever, I guess you get to pick. So this is the Jim Beam
let you
bottle.
take that on the plane?
I'm putting that in my carry. I paid for the suite seats, so I get to put it in a carry or put it in my check bags. Yeah. I don't fly Spirit
because it's a 42-minute flight.
Yeah. I don't fly Spirit that often, but I guess with Spirit's so cheap, so they have the lowest rates, but then they charge you for carry-on, for check baggage, for your seat assignment.
The whole way through. And then you can't move your seat. It's stuck. If you're flying for longer than an hour, it's the worst experience ever.
Yeah. So I did the bundle.
You like $500 on a ticket, and you're like, that's $500 I can.
So I did the bundle that got all that stuff with exit row both ways, with 11 extra inches of leg room, and it was still, for the flight and the hotel, I think it was under $800, which isn't bad when I did it last minute on Monday night. So
that's not bad. So we paid $800.
Yeah.
For flight and hotel, but our flight was like $400.
Right.
Southwest was like $400. It was $200 each. Well, that's also, it's two people, right?
Right.
So it would have been $600 for me without that, I guess. But yeah, it was $200 each to go Southwest for 45 minutes to Vegas. But you know what? That's better than driving for 4 hours. Fuck it. I'm going out John Wayne. It's 20 minutes away from me. There'll be no traffic because we're going to fly out at like 6 a.m. So whatever. Great. Good.
Yeah, I just, if I'm when I was going over to Europe and it was a 10-hour flight, then it was a big deal for me to be able to recline all the way. But I'm just like 4-hour flight.
We went to Hawaii. It's going to sound like loaded. Here's what I do with any kind of budget. I've had the same travel arrangements for myself since college, working my way through college. There's the budget you can have. You just save up for it. You just do it in lesser times, but you do less things in the middle. Anyway, Hawaii, it's first fucking class. Are you kidding me? It's $650 more. I understand that. That's why I saved for an extra 4.5 months or whatever. And if you're flying over 2.5 hours, and the options available to you because you're buying way in advance because you're trying to budget and save money, take it. It's a much more fantastic trip when you can fly first class, and it's not for the rich. You can get your way into it. Anyone can. Just save up a little longer. I know that sounds like an atrociously elitist statement, but
no, because most people, if they go and look, all of a sudden they'll see like first class $5,000, and you just have to know. You have to know somebody in the travel
I'm not
industry.
talking about $5,000 tickets,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you just got to hack. You got to have the travel hacks and talk to people and say, hey, how do I get the cheapest flight but still fly first or business class?
For the longest time, when I was in college, my dad would go, hey, what are you up to? And I'll go, hey, we're planning for a trip. We're going to go on a cruise from Miami. Picking up my tickets right now. Like, how can you go on vacation? I haven't taken a vacation in 10 years, and and I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. You didn't tell me that the world exists where I can fly to Miami and do a cruise for $500 as a college student, man. Like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna do that rather than spend the $500 at the fucking bar, right? Like, but I would get yelled at by my own dad, going, "You take too many vacations. That's ridiculous." What are we on this planet for?
It's all about priorities,
right? And hashtag churning. Right? Hashtag subreddit churning. It's exactly what Jack does.
Exactly. We're basically giving Jack a testimonial right now. His whole thing was, here's how you get a bunch of credit card points, and here's how you get free hotels and flights, and
it's
be like George Clooney getting your American Airlines up in the air card. But I did it for a long time, and it was the one thing that I hated about all that travel was I wasn't with my family, and I had little kids at home, and so all that stuff, the Centurion Lounge, it's just all great. It makes you feel good, but it's not what's most important in life. It's family and friends, and
for sure,
in the World Series of Fenn.
Which is why, hopefully, that's what this is going to be. Should we press forward and get Alan in here for second wind, or should we call it and wait for this announcement? I feel like we're going to hear something soon. I feel like once you're in Vegas...
Well, we're not stepping on anybody's toes right now, are we?
No. It's Wednesday. It's nothing.
I don't know, like, if anybody's going on live tonight or when they were going to make the announcement.
Oh, I don't think they said there was going to be some official. They might go live and then, okay, we'll sign off or whatever. But I figured they're going to have an announcement. There's going to be Davio's there or whatever. And he's, oh, holy fucking shit. Let me, someone posted on Facebook, K-Pro posted, and then we talk about it. If they have some sort of plan thing, I've not heard about it. So I don't want to step on toes. If they do,
I didn't either. So we got 112 people watching.
Do I?
Alan says he's coming back. I'm just trying to see if there's anybody else in chat who wants to come on potentially.
Oh my God, right? Not important. I used to do that Vegas LAX flight a lot. Well, I'm doing John Wayne, but I used to just do the Burbank route instead. It's probably the most hilarious people watching flight ever. Holy shit. There is no experience like, and it's specifically only on these 45-minute, 1-hour trips from the LA, San Diego area to Vegas. Those planes, since I can remember for the last 20 years, those plane rides are just woo, 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 woo. Vegas, baby, Vegas, baby. Everybody's partying. Everybody's high-fiving it. I haven't been on a plane during COVID for Vegas. I'm sure it's different now, but like there's that atmosphere that everybody's going to win. Everybody on that plane is going to be a winner. And then the flight home is the most silent. I don't even know if you'd call it depressing, but it's like introspective.
The dreams have been broken. Yes. All the dreams have been broken.
All the dreams have been broke. It's much like looking at a chase community after finding out that the chest has been found. They're all just kind of like, okay, well, don't have this to look forward to anymore. Didn't go as I hoped. And oh boy, do I have a headache from it all. And it's just a very quiet plane trip.
those flight attendants that are on those junkets out, the fun jets in the Southwest. That's
my God,
yeah. So John Wayne, Orange County, right? Isn't that one where they like rev the engines and you do a really high altitude takeoff from John Wayne? Is that right or not? I think I remember that.
Are you fucking with me, man?
Who, me?
Do they do weird shit like that at John Wayne?
I thought John Wayne was the air, isn't it right on the water? And so they do rev the engines really high and then blast you off really at a high altitude when you take off from John Wayne.
LAX is on the water. John Wayne's more inland. I believe. Or am I crazy?
There's one airport out there where they say we're going to rev the engines really high and take off with full throttle and then go super high altitude right away. I thought that was John Wayne.
I mean, if that's the case, I hate it. But John Wayne's near the water too. Shit. Yeah. I don't know.
It should say something about high altitude takeoff or high speed takeoff or whatever. It's pretty cool, actually. I dig stuff like that.
Cool. So. Yeah. I fucking hate it. Get me there.
Buddy used to live out in Laguna, so buddy used to live in Laguna, so I'd fly out of John Wayne. So.
Oh God, you're right. You're probably right too. I was looking on the map. See, just get me there. Now Burbank is weird too because Burbank has the shortened runway. So like planes have literally like not enough room to brake, and they have gone too far. that honestly, I should be more scared of Burbank, and I flew out of Burbank all the fucking time. So,
all right, so I'm going in reverse. Airport, drinks, cocktails Sunday before we take off. Davio pancakes brunch at Paris. Hotel room sleep. Ellis Island.
I'm sorry. When is sleep happening?
Like from 4:25 to 5:15.
Right.
In a chair at Ellis Island.
Actually, probably my sleep will happen from like 6:15 a.m. till noon, and I'll just get revved up, have a lunch before the poker tournament starts, and start drinking again right around 2. That's honestly, if I know myself, and I do, it's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah, and then I don't know when Indy was going to do the. I was last year when I didn't go because and and I was new and didn't really know a lot of people. And I'm like, oh, I was just out there last year, and they have that drink at Cosmopolitan that actually, I wrongly said numbs your mouth, but it's got and it does actually desensitize and do all that stuff. But I'm like, you guys got to check that out. And then Indy said she and Jana were going to go, so I may do that with them. I don't know when they're going to do that, or I don't know when Indy's going out there. Did she say if she's going out early or she's going out on Friday? I thought she said she's going out.
I don't know either. I'm pretty sure. Is she driving with a friend or something like that? I think she's driving in with a friend, which means they can leave whenever they want. But I would assume they'd probably leave if they want to skip traffic and they actually don't want to deal with bullshit. They'd want to leave from where they're located. They're actually in a really cool spot location-wise to get to Vegas if you're driving, because they're where she's at. She can hop right on the proper freeway, and it's just a straight shot basically to Vegas. And it avoids most of the LA traffic, but it's still Friday going to Vegas. Like, if I were them, I'd leave at like 9-10 in the morning. If they can. I mean, I assume they can. That's when I would leave. If you're watching, I would leave no later than 9:30. If I were driving that car, this train leaves at 9:30 in the morning. Hop on.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you leave at like 2 or 3 in Vegas.
Oh yeah, I mean, if
there's a lunch rush hour here too, like 12:30 or 1, you're in traffic for the first hour where it should have taken you 10 minutes. You've just added an hour at least on your trip. Then the Vegas traffic starts, and then you're trapped. It's like a consecutive series of lights down your home street, and if you catch one red, you know damn well it's going to be red the whole way home. Every light is going to hit red because of this. But if they're green, they all just stay green at the right time. So it's one of those with traffic to Vegas on a Friday from LA.
Hey man, if you want to kill some time and you can say no, it's only 13 slides. I can run through this Omega Man PowerPoint real quick.
Why not? Why not?
Let me see if you can share, if I can get share screen on here with you. So it says share screen. Okay, let me see. All right, and I want to go to Windows. I'm going to pick this, and then once I get it, I'll grab it and make it full screen. Okay. So can you see that, Ben?
Mm-hmm.
All right, there's a bunch of typos in there because I just typed this up yesterday. But so,
you want me to add
obviously everybody's familiar, if you're familiar with the Chase, the double Omegas and Forest. And so a lot of people right as I was getting into this were right before the fine we're really talking about was for this Omega Man. And was he attached to this counterfeiting of coins? And I was like, what in the heck are you guys talking about? So this whole who the heck is Omega Man is in the early 1970s, the American Numismatic Association certification service noticed an unusually high number of high relief coins entering the market. High relief coins are coins that are struck multiple times to produce extremely clear, concise contours. Suspicious that an usually high quantity counterfeiter could be the culprit, they began careful examination of the coins. If it weren't for a minute omega symbol in the claw of the eagle on the coin, they would have never known they were counterfeits, literally. The back of the Omega Man counterfeit is coin-like, and like paper money, coins are often counterfeited too, but almost in all cases, counterfeited coins are pretty easy to spot because there's so many expert coin examiners, like the ones that are in the ANACS, and they use really high magnification lenses and examination equipment. A lot of times, counterfeit coins are just molded rather than struck with a press, such as those used by the United States Mint. So it's why more people that try to do counterfeiting obviously do paper money. And the molded varieties always leave telltale signs that they're fake. There's scratches and bubbles and marks on them and things that just don't make it, a very, very high counterfeiting thing with coins. But the Omega Man coins, on the other hand, literally besides this mark that was found, are indistinguishable from U.S. Mint coins. So the counterfeiter was dubbed the Omega Man. Originally, the first person thought it was a skull and crossbones. And it was after he discussed it with a second person that they said, oh, it kind of looks like an Omega to me. So interesting that different people had different interpretations, but Omega Man is what stuck. And it's believed that his coins are identical to the real thing except for that symbol. And they said that he arrogantly leaves as his trademark. I don't know if that's the case. And you'll see that at the end of this. The symbol is not visible to the naked eye and can only be seen under high magnification. In most cases, the omega symbol is placed near the eagle's claw on the back of the coin, but in at least 2 cases, the symbol is placed within the upper loop of the R in the word liberty on the front of the coin in a headdress, and you'll see that in the photos that I have. It's believed that the Omega Man created over 20,000 fake 1907 ultra high relief United States $20 gold double eagle coins worth well over $300 million. His forgeries are of such high quality the collectors will pay in excess of melt value for them. If it was an actual 1907 coin in mint state or close to mint state, they retail for about $100,000.
What? And maybe you'll answer this, but why do this? Like, that's a lot of what happened to these coins? He made these coins and just gave them away. What were
so
done?
Some of these were in circulation. Obviously, had to be in circulation for them to be found, right?
So was he stealing coins from the U.S. government that were going to be circulated beforehand and change them? What? I don't understand the transfer of owner. Like what?
No, these are not stolen coins that the U.S. Mint could say, we made these and they were stolen and then somebody marked this. Somebody actually made these. And so
then they use real gold.
They not only use real gold, they knew the exact percentage to use, 90% gold.
So they're spending $300 million in essence to fake something.
No. They're using melt bars of gold because, again, if you just had the melt value for a coin that's not highly collected, these are highly collected coins. So it could be $1,500 or $2,000 worth of gold, but because it's a high valued numismatic coin, it could sell for up to $100,000.
I see. So the idea here is still to scam and make money and sell these.
That's right. To take somebody had a high amount of gold that could be, melted and then used to, press coins at the same quality as the United States Mint, which means you'd have to have access to that equipment. So the Omega Man.
Do you know this? How did we not to think to check behind the giant coin minter at 9 Mile Hole? Do you know anything about that?
No, I don't.
Strange. Bavetta, tell me more about that. Keep going, Packer Jack.
Yep. So the Omega Man had also counterfeited other U.S. coins in large quantities of $3 gold pieces dated 1874, 1878, 1882, with the 1882 version being the most prevalent. Also counterfeited $10 gold pieces, the 1913p, the 1926p, both of which have the Omega placed upside down within the upper loop of the R and Liberty in the Indian's headdress. To this date, the identity of the Omega Man, or whatever group was behind this, is still unknown. So this is a 1907 $20 St. Gaudens Omega Man double eagle. And again, it is literally indistinguishable from the real thing. The tail side of it is literally that flying eagle. And if you see the claw of that eagle towards the back of it, underneath the wings, inside of that claw is where the Omega symbol was placed. So this is actually a counterfeit, high relief Omega Man $20 coin. Same weight, same gold percentage, completely indistinguishable from the real thing, except for some things that as they were examined, experts can now identify them pretty easily. So there's 3 giveaways to that St. Gaudens coin. One is there's some tool markings in her hair that you can see next to her cheek. There's the symbol that is actually in the eagle's claw, and actually above the date in Roman numerals is some tooling marks on one of the sun rays above the first M, between the first M and the C. And then the other Omega Man fake coins, you'll see that there's an Indian headdress. And if you go closely into the R, inside of the R is the Omega symbol. And that's interesting that the R was chosen for that, because there's other similar sized areas in the E and B and other areas, but for some reason the R was chosen. Here's another headdress, again, with a symbol inside of the R and Liberty. Interestingly enough, this one looks more like almost like a cube with a point of the top of the cube at the top of it. And then you can see why someone said skull and crossbones first instead of Omega. So it's very interesting to see that shape and how it's kind of changes from coin to coin as well too.
Hmm.
Here again, inside of the eagle's claw, just more of a close-up, whether it's skull and crossbones or an omega, you again see that there's an actual maker's mark that was intentionally put in there because it's not there in the actual US Mint coins that are original. And Ben, you can see that they're not scratched in or anything like that, that this was actually part of the minting process that design.
Right.
So why did some people in the community suspect Forrest might be involved? He collected gold coins. He was an aficionado. And now, you know, from what Bavetta shared yesterday and Alan and I were talking about earlier, that his dad was, you know, a big collector and part of the Texas Numismatic Society and may have been the president, I think, of that one year. Obviously, Forrest collected gold in all forms. He purchased and sold. He legitimately sold fake paintings, which he did that legitimately and legally, but it was still could be considered counterfeit. So a lot of people were making the jump to, well, if Forrest was willing to do that, would he be willing to deal in coins that were counterfeits? He obviously started his own bronze foundry, and he was familiar with metals and, you know, helped Glenna Goodacre. And so Forrest obviously knew how to melt metal and how to do things with metal. So there was that. The mark on the coins, considered to be left by the creator or minter, was said to be an omega, and obviously Forrest used the double omega symbols in his book, and some people even called Forrest the Omega Man prior to this. And then omega was also, you know, this is more of a folklore thing, but omega was also a symbol during Vietnam by not only protesters but soldiers that didn't agree necessarily with certain missions or certain actions that were taken by the government, and they would use the omega by the symbol. And so they said, well, Forrest was in Vietnam, got shot down twice. Maybe there were the things he didn't like about what the government was doing, and therefore he would put the omega symbol in there. And that's why he put it in his book later. The other reason is why, because he's Forrest Fenn. And what's his quote? I wish I could have lived to do the things I was attributed to. And so just like Alan talking about D.B. Cooper or whatever, this was something that was going on in 2019 and 2020 before the chase ended. And it had piqued my interest at that time. And then, of course, it was announced that the chest was found, and we all kind of changed away. And I think the people that were on this left it because, you know, what was going on was so much more important at the time than speculating on this. So I used my Packer Jack kind of just thinking about this on who this Omega Man, if it was an individual, would need to be, and kind of did some research on it. And it had to be a group or individual that was either a coin minting expert or, you know, a group that could employ a coin minting expert. They'd have to have access to the finest minting equipment to be able to create a coin that's indistinguishable from the real thing. They'd have to know a lot about gold. They'd have to know how to prepare it so that it was the exact percentage of the real thing. They'd have to be able to figure out how to produce this with the equipment without detection. And by the way, they'd have to launder these coins and get them into circulation or get them to collectors and make money off of them. And, you know, you're talking, what, 20,000 plus coins. So it's just astounding when you think about the size of what this is. So then I'm trying to, as I'm profiling, I'm starting to think about who I look like. And so there's a guy who I believe would be higher on my list of suspects than Fenn. And it's someone who knew exactly what percentages to put gold into and how to do it. And he was actually the 9th chief engraver of the US Mint. Interestingly enough, the 8 people that were the chief engraver of the US Mint had that job until they died. So it was kind of like being on the Supreme Court or the Pope. You got to the highest level at the US Mint and you had that job for life. This guy decided to leave on his own and then went to work for the Franklin Mint for 10 years as an expert for the Franklin Mint, who had access to all of their equipment day and night. And he was so highly regarded that he wouldn't be questioned if he was doing something at night or on the weekends at the Mint, because he would just be at such a level of not, you know, any suspicious activity. His signature on his coins, which are his initials, GR, the way that he does those, and I'll show those to you, could very well be considered something that looks like a skull or crossbones, or even later be called Omega. And there is a recording of how it was first called a skull and crossbones, and it was never officially Omega until a few other people took a look at it and they had the consensus on Omega. So the fact that this individual's last name is Roberts and the omega on the coins with the headdresses was put in the letter R, also to me, could hold some significance on why R was chosen. Again, retired in 1964 when you didn't have to, and went on to work for the Franklin Mint, which is a private mint if you haven't heard of it. And he worked there for over a decade. And the Franklin Mint obviously had the caliber of equipment that could have done the coins there that would match the quality of the U.S. Mint. So who is this guy? His name is Gilroy Roberts. And you'll see the coin that's the silver coin in the middle is actually the Kennedy $50. And Gilroy Roberts is the person that actually designed the Kennedy $50.
Oh, all right. Stop right here.
Yeah.
That Kennedy half coin. Okay. On every coin I've ever seen in my life, there's a little marking in the middle of his neck, right at the bottom there, right in the middle.
Yep.
What is that? Is that like where he? I always go, why would he do that? That's where he got shot or something.
Those are his initials. Those are Gilroy Roberts' initials. And guess what they look like?
That is.
That's a G and an R. And guess what it looks like, Ben? It looks like a circle with two things coming out of the bottom of it.
It does.
Kind of. So this is Gilroy Roberts' signature on the Kennedy $50. This is Gilroy Roberts' different signature. And again, you'll see some Omega Man coins where it looks like the top of the circle of the Omega is actually separated. This is Gilroy Roberts' signature on the 1969 anniversary of the man walking on the moon, or a coin that went for the anniversary of the first man on the moon. So who was he? Gilroy Roberts, 9th chief engraver of the U.S. Mint from 1948 to 64. He was known for famous designs, including the Kennedy $50. He and his wife, and this is a guy, Ben, who just made pictures on coins, started a charitable foundation so that his tools and materials could be viable to museums. And it has assets of $9.3 million in it. The income into that foundation in 2019 was $2.251 million. And all the money that's gone into it, because it's a charitable foundation, has been put in anonymously. So it's kind of interesting that a guy who just worked for the mint engraving coins, and who knows, the Roberts could be very wealthy. I have no idea. It just struck me that the guy's got a multi-million-dollar charitable foundation when he was basically a guy who designed coins.
Right.
Again, so here are those two coins. And now, we'll think about how could it have been Gilroy Roberts, this guy who was so highly regarded, rose up to the highest levels of designing coins. And why, if he was the Omega Man or part of it, would he want to actually have his name associated with it? And
it almost seems like someone's framing him.
Yeah, one of the theories is, was he compromised? And did he leave his job at the Mint to go to the Franklin Mint because, was somebody kidnapped in his family? Was he having an affair? Was he just simply coerced by the mob? But there's a lot of people that think if Gilroy Roberts is the Omega Man, that he may have been leaving his initials unbeknownst to those that were doing this to him, so that someday it could be figured out that he was actually the Omega Man. Otherwise, why would he be trying to obscurely hide his mark in a way that wouldn't be seen like it is on the Kennedy $50 or the Man on the Moon coin, but that someone could actually see it? And of course, we'll never know because he died in 1992. So here are three more different types of Gilroy Roberts marks. Again, you see almost a broken circle. And then that last one was when he was at the Franklin Mint, and he'd actually changed it where it's just kind of a dash next to the R. So it looks kind of circular at the top. And that's that large one on the right side of the screen. And then has the two kind of legs coming out from underneath it. Kind of looks like an Omega, right? So you start to put all that together. My money would be on Gilroy. He had the knowledge. He knew the formulation of gold percentage specifically needed for minting. He had the skill, obviously. He had the access to the mint equipment at the Franklin Mint. He knew how to set everything up. He knew what the quality of the operation would need to be. It would all lead to a skilled minter, even if it's not Gilroy Roberts. There would have to be somebody involved in this that could produce these coins at that quality to be the Omega Man. So Forrest was a lot of things, but I do not believe he was the Omega Man as far as the design, unless there was someone that was employed and there were a group of people involved in this that would be able to pull that off. And that's when yesterday when I was showing this, Bavetta said, well, yeah, Forrest's dad was the head of the Texas Numismatic Society or organization or whatever. But I just thought, Ben, wouldn't it be cool if this chest actually comes up for sale and it's piecemealed out? It would be crazy if one of those gold coins that was in the treasure chest is actually an Omega Man coin.
It'd be even better if they all were.
Yeah. All right. I'm ending the slideshow.
That was a good little slideshow.
Yeah. Yeah. I just figured, we're talking about DB Cooper and $200,000 and a parachute. And it's like, this is $300 million and it still hasn't been figured out. That's what's so crazy. Or has it been figured? Or is it one of those things maybe similar to Cooper where the government did figure it out and they're like, we don't want to let people know what happened here and it's over with and the people are dead and we're going to move on. There's many people with Cooper believe that the FBI did finally identify who Cooper was, but that Cooper was either dead or too old to prosecute. And they just decided to bury it because the person who was Cooper would have given the FBI a black eye or the government a black eye if it came out. So, you have all the Vietnam suspects, you have the government suspects, you got Kenny Christensen, you got all these other things. But it's kind of cool that this stuff still intrigues me. So I'm like, okay, so there was somebody who got a bunch of gold, figured out that they're going to make exact replicas of coins that are going to be worth, $100,000 instead of $1,000 or $1,500.
Yeah.
And they're going to do 20,000 of them and then a bunch of other ones and get away with it. And there's some people in the community that believe Forrest Fenn may be involved with the double Omegas.
Maybe he did that as an audacious thing.
Yeah. All right, man. I've got 10 more minutes and then I'm going to hit the treadmill and
you can go now, man. It's all good. Yeah. I might play some music. Maybe I'll cut the stream off. I don't know what I'm going to do. Yeah. I still firmly believe if people have been in Vegas for a few hours at this point, they are yearning for a drink. And I'm assuming those drinks are slowly starting to happen now.
Oh, I would be disappointed if they're not, man. Dark right? For sure. Dark's got to be there.
Check in with us, man. I need a Dark check-in on how drunk Dark is.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, Alan. Thanks, Rudy Green. Yeah, I just, I think to me that's kind of an Occam's razor thing on that presentation, but we'll see.
No, it's good though. I mean, it's a topic that's been addressed before. This was a nice summary / catch up / good information / probably wasn't forced. It's good to go do those.
I mean, and I don't, I didn't get to the point where I started calling people or asking people about Gilroy Roberts, but if anybody else wants to pick it up and if Alan, you want to pick up the ball on that one and start saying, hey,
it'd be interesting.
Or just maybe even talk to somebody else. Yeah, or see if there's any new information. I have no idea if there's any new information on it, but
yeah.
All right, brother.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Good being with you. Yep. Have a good night.
I'll see you on Friday. All right, guys. I think I'm going to cut it off here. Almost 4:00. Got stuff to do, but probably maybe we'll go back on tonight. Maybe not. Maybe Shannon's going on. Maybe K-Pro and Mike are going on. I don't know. We'll see. But anything and everything is on the table. I think we addressed the elephant in the room in today's stream. I think I've made my points perfectly clear. So where it goes from here, I don't know. But I'll be in Vegas with Ashley. We'll be getting smashed faced. So we'll be on the lookout. Somebody let me know if there's updates or something. I was going to say from the Facebook group, but we got kicked out of it. I think we can get back in now. Maybe we're unbanned, but like I said, I'd like to talk. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Thank you guys. Be on the lookout. You never know. There won't be a warning. We'll just go live. So take it easy.